Hey, everybody. It is Thursday night. Welcome. It's the NLG show. We are here again. And we got a great guest for you tonight. A long time coming on this one. And it's great to have him in the building. The deep soulful sounds of our man from Xbox Ultimate, Psychonauts. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's up, everybody?
See that's man. I need to get some Barry White music going in the background. We all will be well with the show.
He reminds me of Mike Portnoy, ex-drummer of Dream Theater. He also had a very deep, dark voice. Like,
when you're stressed out and you just you need that wind down. You go check out one of his videos on his YouTube channel and just listen and just there's something about your voice, man. It's
right.
Yeah.
I know.
So...
I know. Mav always tells me that he wants me to do some like voiceovers and some voice clips and things like that. I was like, sure, no problem, man. I'm down for whatever.
Man, that would be incredible. It was a dark and stormy night.
Right.
Mav
exactly.
Caitlin
Stuff like that.
right.
Narration. I told 3-Bit I would narrate his game that he's making. So
there you go. As 3-Bit turned the corner, gun raised.
Might be good for some voice acting.
Yeah.
I know. That's what Mav's like, dude, you need to get into it. I'm like, I know. I just so many other things going on in my life, So I was like,
Some people just got it. Like our brother SuPRCooPR, he's got a good voice. We used to always joke around that many making panties drop or granny panties drop, with that voice. So whatever goes.
Well, we've gone off the rail. It hasn't even been 3 minutes.
Oh yeah. It usually happens whenever I'm on a show. It kind of, it veers off. We don't know where it's gonna go, but we'll get there.
I'm okay with that because it's it's a little light on gaming news this week, so we're gonna have to make some of this shit up as we go along. So it could be
that topics are like what Columbus thought by going to the east and never made it.
Right.
It's
oh my goodness. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. See, Nick knows. Wow, I show up 4 minutes in and we're already talking about dropping panties. See?
But are those NLG panties? That's
I have look.
Panties, underwear, and whatever.
All I could do is bring that up to Jay, and Graphic God said there isn't
no limits.
No, he said there's nothing at Teespring for that. So I told him, I said if we could get, maybe he can get an account.
Branch out.
Yes, he needs to get an account at like Frederick's of Hollywood, and he get NLG and Gamers United Guild branded.
Edible panties. There we go.
Oh my god.
This is the point where I slowly back into the closet there.
Speaking of edible, so if we're there, speaking of edible underwear, years ago when we were helping my dad and my stepmom move, right? And we're moving their bed, stuff in their bedroom. We go move their bed. We saw a box of edible underwear. We're like, we're all like early, I was early 20 and, or 18. Like me and my brother and my stepsister were like, what the hell? We just started busting out laughing. We looked at them. We never looked at them the same. Like,
no, it's funny. It's funny that you bring up edible panties because so back in the day, real quick, Mom had a lingerie store, and so growing up, after school, I'd always have to go to the her store, and always everything. It's kind of like what Victoria's Secret's pretty much, but back in the 80s. And I'm sitting there, I'm hungry, and she's like, just go find something. And in the back, there were a new shipment of edible panties, and I was like, let's see how these taste. I was like, maybe it's like a fruit roll up. No, no, they don't taste like a fruit roll up. I tell you that. So,
Oh my.
Mike's like, I don't know what to say.
I'm already lost. I'm a
when you're 15, when you're like 14, 15 years old, and you gotta go to to your mom's lingerie stores, and people and women are trying on lingerie, it's not that bad.
Yeah, that must have been interesting.
Well.
Get in the can.
Did you have an arcade? Did you play games in the lingerie store?
No, there was no
video games?
no video games there, unfortunately.
No, then that wasn't. See that?
No, but there was other visual stimulants that
Gotcha.
that I was partaking.
Like Brian F says, NLG after dark.
That's right. Well, I called it the NLG Show Cinemax Edition.
Yeah.
So, and Lemon went to get his girl.
Yeah.
He's down with that. Yeah. So, by the way, welcome to everybody in that chat room. As I said, I figure we start to fill up a little bit. Back from the dead, Doggy Dog 420, Brother Doggy. Of course, Brother Lemon. By the way, check out his channel. He's got some. So he was at the Play New York convention, and apparently that's like a little mini PAX kind of thing, because he was he's got some he's got some interviews with some game developers and stuff like that, and it's actually really good stuff. So his link is down in the description. He is a member of the Gamers United Guild, represent. So please check out his channel, and he's got some really good videos. And very good energy, man. And I sometimes this is another one. When I need to pick me up, you watch one of Lemon's videos, man, and he you know what, Lemon, you could be like a trainer, You be that guy. I'm working out. I'm under the barbell. I can't get that last rep, and you're like down here. Come on, man, let's go. And then you're like, yeah, I got this. I got this. So. That's he's awesome. He's just awesome. Nick, Geeks with Cash, other Gamers United Guild brother, is in the house. Also, nice. Great content. He's doing he's been doing some streaming, and we just we kicked off a show. We did our second show on Monday called Retro Roots. Gives me a chance with him and a guy named Mr. Matthews to kind of stretch out my my retro chops a little bit, and it's always a good show when we can spend an entire hour on Toe Jam and Earl. That's what I'm talking about.
That was a great Genesis game.
Wasn't it? So it's funny you say that, because Nick has a slightly different opinion. So, but Nick is in the house. Jesse Darby's in the house. We got Brian F in the house, so we got a great chat room going already. And of course, my NLG brother in here. Mr. Chris, how are you? What's going on, man?
Good. Long week, no gaming. Just working late, getting home, and and eat dinner and get tired and go to bed. So hopefully this weekend we'll try to take Saturday off. And,
you should.
Some gaming in. Yeah, I'm pretty burnt out. But other than that, I don't really advertise. But last week, August 3rd, was my birthday, and I meant to bring it up last week, but then I got distracted. So, but no, I had a good last week.
Birthday.
Wife and my daughters spoiled me. So,
happy belated birthday! That explains everything. See. Yeah. You could have just said that. We were like, well, all right, he's not coming, so we'll just play with but that's all right. That's good. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
No,
but I
would have sang for you.
Was it Monday? No, it was Sunday.
No,
night.
Sunday.
We had a good night on the Back for Blood. So
was that Sunday? Yeah.
The beta is available again.
Yes, it's the 12th, the open beta. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, because we can give our impressions of what we played before. So, hey, Brother Pong Soul, Brother Eternal Shaddai, and Brother Alex is now in the room. So, like I said, they just, sometimes our chat room, they just kind of start moseying on in. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
All good. So, Peter, how are you, brother?
Doing all right.
Yeah?
Busy at work, but still got my gaming in because I need to get my fix.
Yes. Well, what were you been playing this week?
Been playing some Formula 1 2019 still. I know that 2020 got released on Game Pass this week, but I downloaded it. But I just want to finish my my season in 2019. And actually today I played a little bit of Art of Rally.
I started
Right
it.
An awesome soundtrack. I'm not too fond of the game. It looks good, but I don't know. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna play it.
You gotta
I
keep
was a little
going.
disappointed. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
didn't.
for me, it started off a little slow, but the more I got, and then once you start picking other cars, it got
Maybe
better.
that's why it's
Yeah.
like.
That first
Yeah.
car is rough.
Yeah, it is.
That first car is rough.
That escort or whatever they call it.
Yeah, that first car is kind of rough. Did you get the Chivos for going through the two things?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not gonna give it away, but
No.
but
Yeah, I did. I saw
okay.
things and I thought, hey.
Hey, why not?
Yep.
But it is kind of cool because you as you keep going, you unlock different decades, and those, the 70s or 60s, whatever. And so then you play with those year cars. So I finally got to the one with the Porsche, and the Porsche was satisfying.
So you're saying I just need to play some more?
Yeah, you do.
I think I like the open world kind of ness of it. I think I do. I just gotta. I spent about 20 minutes on it before I had to start prepping for the show, and then maybe that's my problem. So.
Yeah, I drove all around that first map and got all the collectibles in it, and that unlocks the next open world. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to do a career mode or something. I don't know.
Oh. I'm gonna get some more time in before probably tomorrow night before because we're leaving for vacation on Saturday, and I don't think it's in. I don't think that it is in xCloud. So if it's not, I'm not gonna be able to play it like on my Surface or Kishi, or a phone with the Kishi. So I'm gonna try to get a little more on it tomorrow. It would be nice to have a multiplayer aspect, but I don't think it does. I think it's a single player rally game.
Yeah, and there's leaderboards, so you can see someone else's time.
Okay.
Yeah, Jesse Darby said he's gotta destroy MAGG. He says he thinks he's gonna beat me on the leaderboard. I laughed about it. And ain't nobody ever beat me. All right. So
For a second there, I was reading his one there where he said the only time Summer probably beat me on my leaderboard was when my Xbox was in the pawn shop for 3 straight months. But for some reason, I was thinking when he said that, it was like the only time he beat anybody else was when his Xbox was in the pawn shop, and I was thinking, well, maybe because someone else was playing his account and they were better than him. That would be more my case.
Nice. All right. So, good evening to Bacon Ice Cream Productions, our brother Rich, another Gamers United Guild member, and sister AssassinLupa, also part of Xbox Ultimate. So, a familiar face for you.
Yes.
And I think I got everybody in the chat room so far. All right. So, let me light our first topic up here. So, Psychonauts. The man, the myth, the legend. This is where, you've watched us before, so you know this is coming. What we like to do with all of our guests is we like to get the origin story. We want to know all about young, up and growing Psychonauts, young kid Psychonauts, and what he played. And what kind of stuff, your gaming history, what you like, what you're about, and then then I'm gonna ask you how you got into podcasting and how you got hooked up with Mav. So, but I want to hear first. We want to hear first about, young Psychonauts and growing up gaming.
Yeah. You already got a little piece of it moments
I was gonna
earlier.
say,
Yeah.
With,
he grew up with
know.
laundry.
Yeah, he grew up Grew up with edible
lingerie.
panties.
When he wasn't
Yeah.
gaming, he was. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. No, so really, it all started with my mom had a Atari 2600, the wood grained edition Atari, and I would always play like Centipede and not Dig Dug. I forget. So, a whole bunch of different Atari games, and then about 1987. That Christmas we got the NES, and we did only two games. We got the Duck Hunt and Super Mario Brothers, and Ninja Gaiden was the games that we got.
Oh yeah.
So and it was an exciting Christmas. It was me and my brother, lost our minds, because we didn't think we were ever going to get a Nintendo. But pretty much like mom took over, most of the time. And I was like, yo, because my grandma bought it for us. And then it's like, my mom's using it, which is fine. But it was like, yo, I'm like, I want to play too.
Well, those weren't really two-player games. I mean, Duck Hunt kind of. Well, I mean, they were those were the times when two-player was alternating, right?
Yeah. You got, you were Mario or Luigi on Super Mario Brothers, and then Duck Hunt with only one light gun was not really two-player. We weren't really doing a lot of two-player. So, but yeah, we didn't get. We got a couple games after that, not too many, because we were young and things like that. But I think Blaster Master was one of them. Love that game. The original Mega Man, and maybe a handful of other titles. But after that, I would say I got a Genesis. From there, Sega Genesis, and I was hooked. I liked the Sega Genesis so much better than the Nintendo.
My man.
And that's
now you're going the wrong road. You went to the left.
I
You're on the same road that I was at Atari 2600 and NES. I'm like, all right, here we go. He's on the same. Oh, yeah. Now you went to Mike's road.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
I never had I never had a
Never
Super
got
Nintendo.
the Super NES. Yeah.
Not from the beginning. It was like towards having it for years and years, and I traded it with a buddy for his NES, and I was like, damn, I got the short end of the stick on that, because I wasn't too much of a big fan at that time. But yeah, Genesis was awesome. I mean, come on, you got Mortal Kombat and you had Real Blood. And that was the thing. And I think that's why my buddy was like, oh, let's trade. Because in the Super NES, you didn't have the blood. So, because that was the game everyone was playing when we were young. And then my mom, she brought home a Genesis again with a 32X. And boy, was that a freaking horrible accessory for the Genesis. It had these two little metal clips. You got to make sure they go in there, and and if they're not just right, the damn thing wasn't working. I was like, what the hell? But we only had like Doom 32, and one other game. I forget which game it was, but it was mostly Doom I was playing on that, which was fun.
It was a decent port. It wasn't the best.
No, it wasn't like holy crap.
No, that smaller screen was kind of rough.
Yeah. And then we went to the TurboGrafx 16. Then we played. We only had Box Adventure. I think it was Keith's Courage, and there was one more. But Yeah, but it was weird because I was like, man, these like little freaking credit card shaped, little graphics cards, pretty much for the games. It was interesting, like different from the cartridge style that from Nintendo and from Sega, but that didn't last too long. And then we got a Sega Saturn, and that was probably one of my favorite consoles. Playing a lot like Blazing Heroes, Guardian Heroes, just playing so many games on that thing. But
You're making
just
me. You're bringing
didn't get a
tears
lot
to
of
my
third
eyes.
party.
You're bringing such tears to my eyes right now, man. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I was a Sega kid growing up, so and then but I never bought the Dreamcast when it launched. It was only years after when I moved down to Florida, when there were games or EB games were given away for like $50 is when I picked mine up, and then I bought a whole slew of games. And best console, freaking best console. So many great games on that Dreamcast. Love it. Skyzer, Arcadia. I mean, even to this day, I mean, I got it hooked up right now to my TV with that game popped in. I was playing that about 3 weeks ago. But yeah, it's Dreamcast, phenomenal system. And then I got then the Xbox, which to me was like a Dreamcast 2. It felt like with all the Sega games coming to it, or on it, and just that's what hooked me. Because I stopped playing video games for a little bit, like constantly. I was just here and there. I was, a certain age, and rather hang out with friends, go do things, go to concerts, stuff like that. But yeah, and then when I moved to Florida and when I got my Xbox is what drew me back into gaming, like hardcore, and that's why I have such a love for Xbox, because it's what got me back into gaming, and it's just been the 360. I never had a PlayStation until the PS4. I played the PS3. My cousin had one, but that's about it. Never got into the love of the PlayStation games. But yeah, got Xbox. Pretty much just been stuck, with Xbox until today. Got Series X right now. So
nice.
Can't go wrong there. That's
yeah,
good gaming history.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's a great gaming history, to be honest.
I mean, I remember taking a pause to, my early 20s.
Yeah.
Get busy with school, busy with work, whatever. Have fun with friends. I didn't really game a lot.
Yeah, there was there was a good chunk of 4 or 5 years that wasn't really gaming like a lot, but it was I was going to school, hanging out with friends, getting into trouble, things like that. But yeah, I mean, that's the extent of really my gaming history.
That's a great history.
I mean, I did play some PC. I had Final Fantasy VII and Dungeon Keepers 2 on PC, and amongst other games. But those two are like what just jump out. I love Dungeon Keepers 2. If you ever played, or
I've heard of Dungeon Keepers, but I never played it.
Oh, such a fun game. Dungeon 3 on Xbox One is the closest thing to Dungeon Keepers. It's called Dungeons 3. It's just fun. You get your minions, and they build carve out rooms, and you can build up rooms that get different monsters, and each monster does have different abilities to fight the heroes, which are the enemies for you. So it was a different concept, because you're evil and not good. So I liked it.
Interesting. Kind of like Carry On. Like a reverse horror. You're the monster.
Yeah, and the main protagonist is the main guy. His name was Horny, and he was the devil. It was funny.
Well, so what kind of games do you like to play now? So what other than obviously, when we used to play Halo before Mav started playing at 1 o'clock in the morning and I had to go to bed.
Right. No, I pretty much I play everything. RPGs is like my main thing. I pretty much play any game that is exciting and fun. I'm all about it, because that's that's why we game, is to have fun and give us a different type of each genre gives us something that we like. So I mean, I play from AAA down to indie games. It doesn't matter, as long as it's fun. I'm all about it. I mean, I remember me and Pete, we were playing was it Dark Alliance, and we had a blast when we were playing it.
Yeah.
And people were like, they trash on that game, but it's like, well, when you're with,
I enjoyed that one.
When you're with friends, it's great. So.
And that's the important thing, is if you're with friends and you're enjoying yourself, that's what's important. And if you like that, then I think people, I don't know. I always have trouble with that one.
I just, and that's the thing, like with social media, especially social media, when you get on there, you got a bunch of toxic a-holes, and they just want to ruin your fun. And it's just like, at the end of the day, ignore them, do what you want to do, play what you want to play on whatever you want to play, and that's all that matters. We're all gamers. It doesn't matter where you play or what you play, as long as you have fun. It's a hobby. That's what we did. Yeah, I mean, back in there always been rivals, like Sega and Nintendo kids.
but
it never got this toxic.
No.
Maybe if there was social media back then, maybe it would have been.
Yeah, but I mean, but we all had, we were, everyone was brought up a certain way back then.
True.
So it's like, well, Sega's better. That was the extent. It wasn't like, I hope you freaking die, and
Right.
like all these death threats and all this craziness. It's like, yo, chill, bro. It's just a video game. You don't
Like I
need
joked
to
around
go.
with Mike.
Right.
That's why I like to joke around Mike, because he grew up with Sega and I grew up with Nintendo. Even Peter didn't even have a Nintendo. So to me, I think it's weird. But if I lived next door to Mike, I would have been over at Mike's house playing the Sega.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he could have come to my house playing Nintendo. And I had a buddy like that. I would go over and play the Sega Master when he, I was like, what the hell is this? Where'd this guy? Like, I don't remember seeing that commercial. I thought we just had Nintendos out there and Ataris, and then you start hearing about the Coleco and then the Amiga and all this other stuff. The television, it's like, just a whole. It's amazing to see diverse everybody, how differently they grew up in gaming, differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for a brief stint, we had what is that? The 3DO or the Philips 3DI?
The CDI. The CDI.
We had that for a brief stint, but man, that was just bad. I remember we had what I think it was Dragon Lair, this horrible Zelda game.
Yes, the Zelda game, and there was a Mario game too.
Was there? Oh, I never got into that.
There was.
Mad Dog McCree.
There was a version of Mad Dog McCree.
Yeah.
Remember the Jaguar? Wasn't that around 94?
Yeah, I never had it. It seemed interesting to me.
Yeah.
But my parents at the time, it was like, I think it was the
$600, right?
Well, the
No,
Sega
the
Saturn.
Jaguar wasn't that much.
The Saturn was at that same time frame, so we
Yeah,
decided
that's true.
let's stick with the Saturn because it's with Sega because we don't Atari kind of disappeared since the 2600. Haven't heard anything, so we're like, let's wait on and see how it goes, and then it just didn't do well. I think the only thing that was good on it was Aliens.
Aliens versus Predator.
I think that was like
Tempest-
the extent of the the games I have on that console.
There were about 3 or 4 really solid. Tempest 2000 was one of the other ones that was really hot. But you're right. I mean, for the most part, it never lived up to its billing. And people were still kind of like their biggest mistake, Atari, I think, was they had a great line of computers. They had the 2600, then they had the 5200, which was a great system. Then they had Then they had the 7800, which honestly, the 7800 really went up against the NES pretty well. But the problem was, in order to be backward compatible with the 2600, this is meaningless information now, but the sound chip in the 7800 was the exact same sound chip as the 2600. So you couldn't get like Nintendo quality sound out of the 7800. Every game sounded like a 2600, even though it looked great. And so it just never went anywhere. So,
I wonder if they couldn't just do like a dual sound chip then.
I don't think they thought about it.
Because that could have been a difference maker. Because I don't know if I want going to that next generation and it sounds like a 2600 type game. Looks like Nintendo, but sounds like a 2600. I don't know if I would get into that so much.
Yeah. That was, I know. And it sucks because the games, they had a slew of incredibly great games. I mean, Atari was still pulling a lot of great titles, but yeah, they sounded like crap.
Yeah.
So
I remember seeing the Atari Jaguar when I was in the Air Force, and I went to the BX, and maybe they had a bundle. I don't know. Maybe I looked at it, I was like, "What is this?" And I looked at the price, and I'm like, "Nope." So I ended up buying the Sega gear.
Oh, okay.
The Game Gear, yeah.
So, and I really enjoyed that.
We had a Nintendo 64, but that was like the time frame when I kind of wasn't gaming so much. So like I played a little bit like Excitebike 64 and a couple things, but that was the extent of my and like Mario, of course, but that was the extent of my gaming at that time frame. My brother had it though. That was his Christmas present. So
Is your brother older or younger?
Oh, he's younger. He's younger. He's 2.5 years younger than me.
Yeah. See, when I grew up, I had a brother, 3 brothers, but the one that we gamed together was 2 years younger, and so we gamed together all 3. So it was first player, second player. Of course, we fight about that.
Mm-hmm.
But during the days of playing certain games that were hard, right? There was times when I would hand it to him. Here, I can't get past this stage. You try it. He'll get past it. We'll go back and forth. So I really enjoyed playing with my brother growing up. He was my co-op brother. So.
Yeah, we did that a little bit with like GoldenEye and Perfect Dark.
Yeah. GoldenEye.
But like I said, it was just wasn't so too much. It was like when I was home and coming back from either from a friend's party or from a concert, half dazed, and I'm like, yeah, let's play some freaking GoldenEye. All right, let's do this.
Hey, GoldenEye when you're drunk, it's a pretty good game.
Yeah, I did not like Odd Job. He was always Odd Job. Screw that. I did not like Odd Job.
See.
So I didn't know like that was the cheat code for that game.
I used to love that game. Man, I did play a lot of GoldenEye. No, but even back then, there was still, there was still the goal. Nintendo, to me, that was still my favorite Nintendo system because that was the first one that I ever really played was the 64. Because I was a Sega guy too. So,
64 was great.
That was like Nintendo's like, I wouldn't say the peak. I think that was like they're still uprising. I think GameCube is where they peaked, and then just kind of dropped off from there.
Well, the Wii, I think, is really where they. I mean, if we're talking about from a
sales, it freaking Wii demolished everything. But I mean, like innovation, games that were that got immersed you. Like I didn't like the whole motion control thing that they had going on.
Fair
especially
enough.
Like what was it, the Twilight Princess?
Right.
Just the Wii never grabbed me, so that was like for the kids, that was like, there you go guys, go have fun with that. I was more, the 360 air, that was like, Xbox, and that was like my thing, for Nintendo. It just wasn't, like I said, like GameCube, great little console. They did so much innovation with that, with the games that they came, with Luigi Mansion, and just so much that they thought outside of the typical Mario, Zelda, Metroid, and it was fun, and we had Star Fox, just Wipeout, and so many other great games. And
the Wii kind of went a different direction. It attracted more families, parents, grandmothers, people that were casual.
Yeah, because it was easy to get to play, because you just picked up the controller, and then Wii Bowling, like Wii Sports was like, get around like on a Friday night, it's family game night, so we just threw on the Wii and bowled a couple rounds with the family and things like that. And but that was the
it wasn't really spoke to us hardcore gamers.
No,
right?
No, it did not.
Xbox and PlayStation did.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I stuck with. The Xbox kids went with the Wii, because I was, they liked Nintendo, which was fine, and but yeah, I was more, playing with the 360. Me and my buddy, when I lived in Florida, we were on a tournament team for Gears, there was like a small circuit in Florida, and we would play, and it was fun. It was loads of fun. And but like 3-bit was the Halo tourney guy, I'm the Gears tourney guy. So
nice.
There you go. Very nice.
Now we know who to ask when we play Gears tournament.
That's right.
Someone else. You might have to pay more. Well, it's funny. So you go back to the 64. They missed that opportunity, and maybe they don't care, but they had GoldenEye, right? And how many of us were like team of 4 of us playing at the time? That was the start of that whole FPS, multiplayer,
It was.
And they didn't capitalize on that, right? Because they didn't do anything else after that as far as trying to, let's see if we can do another game like this and capture people who love playing this, 4-player co-op, split screen, blah, blah, blah. And
the closest thing was Perfect Dark. That was it. It was Perfect Dark and GoldenEye were the only really like couch co-op, because that's pretty much what there was no online, but couch co-op that really everyone got into, and that's what kind of started it and went down. And then and the Dreamcast was so far beyond what people thought of with that co-op experience, because they're so used to the couch co-op. I mean, what do you mean? Like I got to plug this in to my phone line. They just, it was the Dreamcast. I think was just too far advanced.
Yeah.
And just never, people just but like I think because of that, and Xbox went broadband, and and they're
Mhm.
people, and I remember the talks in the beginning like, oh, broadband is, who's going to have broadband? Only certain people
it's
have
too
it.
young. It's too new.
And look at it now. It,
Yeah.
it exploded because it was a
Yep.
consistent connection. You didn't have to freaking take up your phone line to play like the Dreamcast did. So it was a dedicated connection. And it was just like, it was the first console that had a hard drive. And so Xbox, there was, when that came out, that was like, it pushed the innovation to like, it was like, kind of like, what's it going to be? Is it going to be a flop like the Dreamcast was? Or is it going to change the gaming scope? And to me, it changed it, because Sony went the same route. They put a hard, you can get I believe an external drive, a modem on top with it too.
Yeah.
So they saw like, oh shit, like online gaming is a thing, and I mean, we go back to 2002 is when Xbox Live went pretty much went live, and that was a game changer and for multiplayer, especially when Halo 2 came out. That was it.
Yeah.
That's what really drove Xbox to such a status with online multiplayer, that it was really
Plus
great
the profile. You have your own profile, and then did you do LAN parties on Halo?
Oh yeah, we did. That was the thing. Friday nights, Saturdays.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I got 2 TVs. Just bring your Xbox. All right.
Yeah.
And that
LAN
was the thing,
parties and whatever that VPN software you could run on your PC to make System Link run across the internet.
Oh, so we never did that.
Yeah.
I did.
We're IT people.
Yeah.
And now just 4 TVs and 4 Xboxes.
Yeah. And then I remember when the launch of Halo 2, the GameStop was having a midnight release. I miss midnight releases, and they had TVs lined up. They had 8 TVs out there with with Xboxes, and they had LAN parties, waiting in line for for Halo 2, and that was an experience. That was like I have to this day still have not experienced that with any launch game ever.
Different times.
Yeah, it really is.
Download it midnight. You're playing.
And that's how much Halo has in the roots of the gamers back then. Like what they brought, and unfortunately, I was in Florida during the Halo Infinite flight test, so I missed out on that. I was so upset. I was like, no, I've been waiting for it, and I'm like, I'm going to Florida. I'm like, but they freaking bring a launch when I'm down there. I'm like, I was like, Ma, you should get an Xbox Series S, please. I was trying to, so I can at least get into the launch flight, but
that's right. None of us here got into it.
I was gonna say
Oh, okay.
We got left out of it.
Yeah, like Mav and them, they were playing it, and I was just like, I'm sitting like watching online, and I'm like,
looks so good though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the way it plays and stuff. I mean, that looks like, man. I wish I could get my hands on it. But.
Yeah. Well, what was it on? Because I'm in that Halo flight program, and they had a update in the forums. There's possibly a public flight test coming out, or beta, before the launch. So
I believe it will be. Yeah.
We're more than likely going to have another a crack at this with more people, so we can stress test, the servers, because that's the one thing. That's the one thing Microsoft doesn't want is
Oh.
servers to crash
They
the
do
night
not.
of
Yeah.
Remember with
do not
MCC,
want it.
MCC, they couldn't even do the parties
Yup.
matching and other
Yeah.
stuff, and he ended up with too
Yeah.
many people on it.
They
I
do
don't remember
not.
how Halo 5 went down that night, but
Yep. They do not want a repeat of Master Chief Collection.
no, not that.
No.
There's
No,
gonna
but
be
I'm
issues,
saying-
no doubt. You know.
So.
Yeah, I think they're gonna definitely have another one to really stress the flight because
They need to
it's
do
free to
that.
play, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anybody with an Xbox PC and
Probably
even
mobile, right?
and mobile because I guarantee it's gonna
All
be an
crossplay.
xCloud.
Yeah.
It's gonna put a strain on those servers, and you know, it's better to work out in the flight, not go off well, because I'd rather have that than the night of whenever the holiday 2021 is for them. I think they're just waiting for Call of Duty, I think, when they're going to get announced.
But I mean, with the whole Azure, data centers and other stuff, typically what companies do, they ramp it up. If they need more service, they ramp it up. But I think with Halo Infinite, it's like, get as many as you can.
Yeah.
And we'll shrink it down if we don't need it.
Exactly. Just go full go. Have
Full
every
go.
single server, everything going live. And if you need less, you can always ramp down.
Exactly.
It's the worst when you have to ramp up. Even Outriders, just because it was in Game Pass. It killed the servers.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to come out and say it, but I guaranteed because it was in Game Pass, it had all those people in there, 23, 30 million freaking people. I'm not saying that's all who was in there, but he had a lot more people with Game Pass to play that game, and those servers just never had a chance. And
and consider that the Halo multiplayer side of Infinite is going to be free to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's more people.
Yeah,
because you don't need to be in Game Pass or have Xbox Live anymore, or Xbox Network. Sorry, it's no longer live. Xbox Network to even play. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more people that would be playing that game.
Yes, there is, and that's going to be good that could be good or bad. Opening up the multiplayer to free to play is going to be nice because more people will play it, but it's going to suck because more people will play it.
It can, but yeah. Myke, it's a Microsoft game.
Yeah.
Microsoft backend.
Yeah.
So
and
then there are no
Halo.
excuses.
It's Halo.
Yeah, it's the biggest.
Last year when we got the campaign trailer, people were like, it's all right. They were like, popping and the textures, gameplay was solid. Textures and the pop-ins and it needed to be worked on, but gameplay itself looked solid. I just looked fluid and looked really good. But you could, as long as gameplay they got down, like it was solid and they got it down, you can always work on textures. You can always work on with the pop-ins and work on that engine because it's a brand new engine. A lot of people don't, they forgot. Keep forgetting that it's the slip space engine it's a brand new baby that they were going on, because Halo 5 was still on Halo 1 engine. So, that Halo 5 was pushing that engine to its max. They can't, like I was talking to 3-Bit about it. He's like, they can't do really any more to that game because they maxed out what they can visually for that game. That's why they had to build the slip space. So, they're working on it. And then when we saw this past E3, when we saw that multiplayer beta and even the single player campaign, it looked really freaking good. It got a lot of people hyped. and people still talk about it. That's how high. I mean, that's how much Halo. People love Halo. I mean, it's just still talked about. So
It's still one of the largest games out there. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you think Xbox, you think Halo, right?
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
I mean, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mario is for Nintendo and Sonic for Sega, and
Like then that's the thing. Like when you think of like, like so Halo, you think of Xbox, so on and so forth. Like you're saying, Pete. Now, like with Sony, what comes to mind? To me, it's Gears of War, God of War. That's what pops in my head. But
Yep.
other people, they think of like Ratchet and Clank. It just depends.
Uncharted.
On
yeah,
Uncharted.
I
So
think
like
for me, it would be Uncharted. I think, but
it's just Sony has like they just didn't have one definitive game that is like when you think of Sony, what game is it? I think they were trying to do that with Killzone. It just wasn't good. I think they were trying to copy follow
Yeah.
Halo too much and didn't
Yeah.
try to have its own identity.
mhm.
So, but that's, I mean, because I like the God of War series. I like Uncharted. That's what I have, the Uncharted 4 edition PS4 upstairs. So yeah, Sony does have a lot of good games, but there's like not that one definitive game that says this is Sony. But yeah, it's
Yeah. And the thing is that's a product of them building their studios up. And look, Microsoft wants to be that way too. They want to be more than Halo. I mean, and to an extent, Microsoft is also Gears of War.
Yeah.
Microsoft.
Yeah,
You
little
think Gears,
later, in that
a little
sense.
later.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they want to be
that-
known for more, for more than Halo, and that's fair. But it also speaks to the power of Halo.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
that,
because it's just that well-loved game. I mean, it's an iconic game. It's just what it is. Almost everybody back, in the in the original Xbox era, they were playing Halo.
Mhm.
When they were around for OG Xbox, they played either Halo 1, 2, or 3. That's what they were playing.
And just going through the chat, there's OEB Pete said they need to redo Crimson Sky. Period. Yes.
Yeah.
Crimson Skies needs to be
Do a
redone.
reboot on that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a sequel.
And
Just do a sequel.
Well,
Yeah. I mean,
it's it's interesting that because it just came into Game Pass.
Yep. Along
So,
with the other
like-
one that needs a sequel, Blinks. We need a Blinks 4.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
is Xbox teasing something? Like, are they like saying something without saying something? Like,
No.
why would those two games being because they announced that Bethesda's opening up a brand new studio just to do remakes. So
If we got
Is that
another,
official?
yeah, that's what I believe
I've
is
been hearing that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
what they came out is just going to be remakes. So
Yeah.
are they going to be Are we going to get a Crimson Sky 2 or a remake? Are we going to get
maybe
another
just,
Blinks?
Yeah, maybe they're just testing the water. See, is there
Yeah.
still interest? And
Oh yeah, see if player engagement. That's what kind of and that's another great thing with Game Pass. They can see like what are people playing. Like okay,
Mhm.
we're seeing this style game being played a lot. Like adventure games or a game like Crimson Skies. So it's if there's a lot of player engagement with any type of game, they can then focus on bringing out the next game in whatever people are playing. So if they see a huge increase in people playing Crimson Sky, they're going to be, okay, we're working on Crimson Sky too. And holy crap, that people lose their freaking mind because that was such a great game.
You know what game they have not put in Game Pass that they should, unless I missed it, was the remake they did of.
No.
Well, no, absolute bull. Well, they've got
Rally
that game.
Sport Challenge.
Oh. Now, see, I think the problem with those two games is you have. So, Rally Sport Challenge, I think Microsoft owns that IP, but DICE made the game. I don't know if you have to go through anything for that, but for Amped, you got to go through Take-Two because Microsoft stupidly sold the license off. But
idiots.
you have that game coming. Was it Shredders or
Shredders? Yeah.
Yeah, and that looks a lot like Amped. I think I mentioned that at when we talked about the Xbox show. So,
yeah. I loved Amp 3. When
Amp 3
that game came out, I just like that whole like wacky kind of like game style that they had, like the whole storytelling. I liked it. So
2 was my favorite, I think, overall. And maybe because at the time 2 was also part of XSN Sports. So
okay, so it was more realistic than that, like.
Well, no, it was XSN Sports was their tournament, their online tournament system, and that was really cool because you could do these kind of Olympic style tournaments. So what else? There was another. Retro Advisory Board says the power of Forza sits back down. And a bunch of people rolled into the chat and snuck in the door. Qeorge Games is here. OEB Pete, brother OEB Pete, who wants everything remade that says only an Xbox on it. I agree with that. And Pong by Atari, who I've not seen in a hot minute. Anthem Two Tails is in the house too. Dragonheart YOBY rolled in. You know what we haven't had. You know what we haven't had in a long time, bro. Is a Dragonheart YOBY question of the week. He's apparently his contract. He hasn't been reading his contract lately because he's supposed to supply us that.
Maybe it's expired.
Yeah, it could be. We got to talk to Daddy J about that. Yeah, XN Sports really does. I would love to see a return from XSN Sports, but the problem is Microsoft doesn't have any sports titles to put against it because they stupidly sold them all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole other issue.
Did they ever own Lynx?
They did. They own. They still own Lynx? Is a good question.
Yeah.
That Lynx. What was it? 2004 was awesome.
Yeah, Lynx would be good.
I don't know.
Gets on a PGA kick right now.
Yep. They'd have to go back and make one though. I mean.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, look, it's in the house. SuPRCooPR.
SuPRCooPR and De Niro. And all
SuPRCooPR. What's going on, brother?
They did, man. YOBY, you and I, shoot. You're with it. You're with me, man. They had hockey, they had football, they had basketball, and they had one of the best basketball games out at the time with NBA Inside Drive.
Yeah.
I still have all of my 2004 XSN Sports stuff. I still have NFL Fever. I still have Inside Drive, and then of course I still have Rally Sport Challenge and 2, which was part of XSN Sports. Amp 2. Trying to remember what else there was on there. There was a hockey game. I didn't have the hockey game, but man, those were such good games.
Yeah, I played the NFL Fever with Peyton Manning on the cover.
And that read and lead passing system.
Yeah, Xbox had great. Even Sony had good sports titles. They all had, and then I don't know. And then EA kind of screwed it all up, and they bought the NFL rights and just kind of screwed it up for everybody. Yeah. And then baseball. It's one of those games that it's like everyone wants to play it, but it's just it's baseball. It's
Yep.
it's a slow, methodical type strategy type game, and people don't look at it. It's not fast action. Like basketball and football where it's the tempo's fast. Baseball is long. It's kind of like chess, but with bat and the ball.
And
Well-
Dripple says the outlaw sports titles.
Yes, they were.
So funny. Playing
Outlaw-
golf and beating up your caddy and stuff.
Yep.
So much fun.
Outlaw golf, outlaw volleyball. Those were.
Yeah.
Outlaw tennis.
Kind of
Outlaw
get back into
tennis?
that. They don't need to try to compete with Madden and
No,
No.
more. Bring it just some fun sports games.
exactly. They could easily do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got me thinking. When I get back from vacation, maybe doing a little XSN sports streaming, because I would.
yeah.
They're just. I mean, I remember. I just remember how good NBA Inside Drive was. I mean,
Well, you put it through your M Classic and it still looks probably pretty good.
yeah, that's true. Because they were already 480p, so to upscale that to 1080.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be. And you wonder if anybody has updated rosters for Fever. Wouldn't that
Oh.
be nice?
Who knows?
People are
They
always
could.
making updated rosters for that stuff. You can still get
Yeah.
updated rosters for NFL 2K2 on the Dreamcast.
Huh.
Super technical.
Oh, nice.
You got people on PC that update those rosters.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Just so good. See, now we're going down memory lane. We haven't even gotten to our topic. That's what I'm talking about. We don't even, we're not an hour and 10 minutes in, and we haven't even talked about anything other than nostalgia. I'm okay with that.
Hey,
I'm okay
nothing
with
wrong
that.
With a little throwback game.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
at all. Not at all. So, I mean, back then, what were some of your favorite series of games that you played? We talk about the Dreamcast, we talk about the Saturn and the N64 and stuff like that. So, what were some of your favorite series?
Favorite series. I mean, with Dreamcast and everything, there was just so many games that I just loved. Because they only had a couple games because the Dreamcast wasn't out for that long. But definitely love the Crazy Taxi. Love the
Mhm.
Jet Set Radio.
Yep.
I mean,
Jet Grind Radio. Love that game.
was it Fantasy Star Online?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and that was like the one game that I would play online all the time with my Dreamcast. It was with Fantasy Star. I was like, oh my god, this is so much fun to play with other people. It was just so different because I was because I remember going to my buddy's house when he was going to college down. I live in Ohio, so Southern Ohio. There's a college called Hocking College. It's by Athens, Ohio. And so he was down there, and we would, always get online and play with other people around the freaking the country in Fantasy Star. It was great. It was such a fun time with the Dreamcast. But like, there's just so many games that it was just like there wasn't like one. With the older consoles, it just wasn't. Like Mortal Kombat always was a great series.
Yep.
Because going stemming back from the Genesis and then going through. But nothing was on the Sega Saturn. Surprisingly, I don't believe there was a single Mortal Kombat on that.
Yes, there was. There was Ultimate MK3.
Was it? Oh, okay. So. Yep. And what was on the Dreamcast? Was that Gold? Mortal Kombat Gold then?
Yep.
Okay. I get those two mixed up.
That's okay. You had
thing.
MK1 and MK2 on the Genesis. Then you had MK2 on the 32X. You had MK. You also had the original MK on the Sega CD. which I had with the better soundtrack, and then you had Ultimate MK3 on the Saturn and Gold on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, and Gold was 3 pretty much.
Yeah. It was
Which
Gold
is
with
updated roster, I believe it was.
Yeah, and I think it may have had all the original ones too. Give me a second, because I think I'm pretty sure I have it.
Yeah, I mean, I loved my freaking the Dreamcast. But there's so many games. They weren't like like trying to come up with like a series for that, because like I said, they didn't. The Dreamcast didn't last that long.
No, it didn't.
For
but there were a lot of great games.
Yeah, like Soul Calibur 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That was Soul Calibur 2. That
What
port
happened to it?
was phenomenal. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the Dreamcast.
Oh yeah,
The best freaking version of Marvel vs. Capcom ever, other than the arcade.
oh yeah. I can't find mine. I must not have it anymore. So it was based on largely based on that of Mortal Kombat 4, and includes several additional characters and stages not seen in 4. So it's based on 4.
Okay, all right then.
So, but that's
I almost picked that up on the Dreamcast, but EB Games wanted, I think they wanted like freaking $35-$40 for it, and I was like, I was like, I'm not gonna pull the trigger, I'm just like, it's a console that's not gonna come, it's they announced that they're gonna not support it no more, so I was like, I'm not gonna spend almost $40 on a game on a console that is not gonna be around much longer, so I just couldn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, you just wait. You can get it now.
Yeah, well, they're more expensive now.
They are starting to come up in price. It's been a long time coming to that, but they are starting to come up in price now. The Dreamcast games are starting to become collectible.
Yeah, because there's a couple, like I found record of, I forget, Locust Wars or something like that. I found it at a flea market for, I think $5-10, and it's like worth, like if I went to the exchange here, like in Ohio, they wanted like over $100 for that fucking game.
Yeah, that's
like,
starting to come up. I'm actually taking a look real quick on my Game app to see what my most expensive Dreamcast game currently is, because they have been coming up in price. And let me see, give me a second. Fine, select platform, filter to console, Dreamcast, and my most expensive game in my collection right now is Illbleed, which was a crazy game. It's worth $305. Your copy of Skies of Arcadia is worth $115 right now.
Oh wow, I have one.
Yeah. Yep. So
I have. Have you ever played MDK 2?
Oh yeah, that's up on the shelf.
Yeah, I got that. I have that without the cover though. I was disappointed they didn't have the cover when I bought that game. So there were 650 Dreamcast games in all. I only have about 150 of them. Oh wow, way more than me. I think I have like 25.
So no, I got rid of a bunch of them that I should never have gotten rid of. It's one of those, if I knew then what I know now.
Exactly.
See, Nick finally Nick finally has brought his rage for Toe Jam and Earl out. You need to get started on the second game now, Nick. The second game's a side scroller, you'll love it.
Yes. Yeah, so Retro Advisory Board, it's Record of Lodos Wars. That's the game I have.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
I do not remember that game.
Yeah, it's been so long since I played it. I'm afraid to play it. I just want to keep it pristine.
Is it? No, I have let's see if I've got some great games in the collection that you just don't find many places. I have Confidential Mission, really good. I got Gauntlet Legends, San Francisco Rush. But they're like I said, they're not a ton of crazy expensive games just yet. Sort
There's
of
a couple
Berserk.
gems. There's a couple.
There
gems.
are a couple gems. So
There's
hard,
a couple
hard
that are like
to-
you're like, damn, I should have picked it up when it was like $50. Because
Yeah.
they're like, 10 times the amount now.
Oh my goodness. He said Toe Jam and Earl are dead to him. Dead, I say. Oh, that's
man.
funny.
Watch, they're gonna bring a remake for that.
They're gonna make they're doing a new version for the Amico.
Oh, nice.
They're coming. They're doing that for the new Intellivision. So, yeah, I have such great memories and some good games still. And I actually had Pong by Atari brought up a game called Speed Devils, which was an online racing game that was really good. I still have a Speed Devil sweatshirt. And I actually bought the broadband adapter for the Dreamcast so that I could
Oh, nice.
so I could play those games without tying up the phone line. So now you said Phantasy Star Online. Are you playing any of the current PSO2 on the Xbox?
I was playing the original Phantasy Star Online 2. Because graphically that reminded me of like the old school Dreamcast.
Yes, it did.
And then when New Genesis came out, I was playing that. But there's so many other games that I'm playing right now.
I know.
And it's just like, it's like, am I going to be playing? Because like a lot of people that I know, they don't play it. So it's just like, all right, I guess I'll take it off my hard drive and put it on my external and and leave space for stuff that are coming out now. I mean, you got, the Accent just came out, and then you got what comes out. We got
12 Minutes comes out next week.
12 Minutes, and then Psychonauts 2 is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And even Flight Sim, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Dude, have you guys seen the scores for Flight Sim? That is insane.
No.
What that has been getting. That's sitting. Now, I'm not a big Metacritic guy, but that's sitting at 91, and it's a flight simulator.
Yeah. It's a great looking game. I saw Obi-Wan.
Beautiful.
He bought the fighter jet package, and he was taking flight like in the upper atmosphere, and I was like,
oh yeah, I saw a
crap,
picture
that
in there.
looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
This does not look like. I showed my mom, and she's like, oh, it's like, how did they get a picture of an airplane that high? I'm like, it's a video game. My mom's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, video games came a long way since Nintendo and Atari back in the day. Ma, she's like, oh my god.
Right, come a long, long way from Time Pilot.
Can't wait for the Top Gun DLC though.
I know, that's gonna be sweet.
That's
gonna
next
be
year,
sweet.
right?
No, I thought that was this year. Because the movie still is coming out this year.
Oh.
So, oh yeah, and Hades is tomorrow or today for
Yes,
Lupa, but Hades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh.
Hades. I've been waiting for that game. I don't have a Switch, so I didn't play it. I am excited to play that.
Nice. Yeah, I am too. You go by Indie Gamer, it's a must play.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, it
must
got
play.
Game of the Year last year, so.
Yes, it did.
Well,
Yes,
it's
it
in
did.
Game Pass, so there's no excuse not to try it.
That's true.
No, yeah, and I love Greek mythology. I'm Greek, so it's like just right up. Anything Greek mythology, I just love it.
I used to love Greek mythology.
I like just like Assassin's Creed Odyssey is my favorite Assassin's Creed because I was like I was able to go to like the island where my father and my family's from, the island of Samos in that game, and I was like, I'm sitting on the hill of where the my family's at in Platanos, and I was like, oh my god,
nice.
You know, it just kind of brought a tear to my eye because it was just like last time I was there, it was like, you know, 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, now with Flight Sim, you can, you know, fly around and
Yeah, you can fly over top of it.
it's more modern day. Than,
Yeah, I'm about to fly over, you know, because my family owns they're like sheep herders and olive. They have like olive trees and things like that. So
Nice.
You can fly over your old family home. I mean,
right?
Everybody seems to do that. That's like the first thing they do is they go find their house. You know,
we need choppers though, so you can fly nice and slow and you can hover and
yes,
look around a little.
Yeah, unless they have a Harrier jet now with the Top Gun
cool.
DLC, you might get a Harrier.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. So I meant to ask this earlier. How did you come to the name Psychonauts?
Oh, so Psychonauts in Greek is like enlightened one. So it was like I liked Psychonauts the game, and I liked and then looking it up because Psychonauts and finding out that it's in Greek, it means enlightened one, and I'm about peace and kind of like a hippie. So I was like, it just fits.
Just fits.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, let's do perfect. So
that's awesome. So and then how did you get started? I know I should have asked you this a while ago, but we started talking about Dreamcast, and you totally got me.
We just went down that rabbit hole.
We just went down that rabbit hole. How did you get into doing podcasting and then hook it up? Since Mav's in the room now, Mav and Caitlin have joined the chat. Happy Thursday, guys. And as it were, tomorrow night is another episode of Xbox Ultimate coming. So, how did you get into this, and how did you hook up with them?
So, I met Mav through one of the community game nights with Mr. Tushy and all those guys. We were just, we were playing. I believe it was Titanfall 2 that we were playing, and we just had such a great time. And then one day Mav just sent me a game invite for, I believe, Halo. And then from there, it just like we clicked. We were just like as friends, and it just snowballed into being on the podcast today. We were just sitting there playing games almost every day. And then it was funny because one night on Friday, we play Halo for the Xbox Ultimate After Hours, and we're sitting there in chat, and we started talking about Wonder Woman 84, and we were like, "Did you watch that yet?" And they're like, "Yeah." And we just and we went on a tangent for 2 hours, just 2 hours, me, 3-Bit, and Mav just talking. And then Mav was just like, we need to do a podcast together. I mean, we just went 2 hours and didn't feel like 2 hours. We went just on a rant for 2 hours about one movie. And that's how Fun Pop started. Because we just, we clicked, and it was just like, they're like an extension of my family. We just get along so well. There's great people, and they welcomed me in, and and then I guest on Xbox Ultimate a couple times, and then they're like, "Hey, you want to be a panel member?" I was just like, blew my mind. I was like, it's crazy, you know. And you know, if you asked me a year before, you know, before the pandemic started, would I be doing a podcast? And I would say no, because you know, I would watch some here and there, but that was the extent of it. Never in my life would I ever thought I was actually going to be on any podcast. So this is all like, I'm just like blown away by all this. So it's amazing.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's a great community, and I remember when you were lurking in podcasts and in the chats, and and then and all of a sudden here you are on the Mav, but that goes to show that's one big reason why they're part of the GUG. They're just good people, and they bring positivity, and they're open. I mean, it's similar to like with Myke. You know, I was always in the chat lurking, and then one day we started playing the Horizon 3, and then after that it just ended up doing a podcast with some friends, but we all were in the chat together and here on NLG, and then one day Myke would invite me on a couple times, and then here I am, so
and that's what it takes, you're on with somebody once or whatever, but you guys just click, and you guys just you forget that you were talking for hours, and you're like, holy crap, all right, we have something, we have the chemistry here, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what happened with Mav 3-Bit and I when it came with Fun Pop. It was just like, I remember Caitlin getting she was like, you guys still talking about freaking Wonder Woman? And it wasn't the best movie, and we had to talk about it. So and that's what started it. It was just, again, it was phenomenal. I love those guys over there, and what we have on Xbox Ultimate, it's family, and we are who we are. We don't, nobody on there is fake. We don't put out a persona. What you see on the podcast is pretty much what you see in real life. So if you meet, like I met up with Dreadpool when I was in Florida this
I saw that.
And and it was just like, and it was funny because we actually knew each other years ago when I lived in Florida. When I worked at GameStop, he would come into my GameStop where I worked at. And neat. We never, we didn't know as time went on, because, we have our personas, I'm Psychonauts, but I don't use my real name. And we were talking in party chat one night on Friday, and he's like, are you serious? Like, I used to live there, and we just started talking and reminiscing about the days, and he's like, holy shit, I remember you. And I'm like, it's like, dude, it's just crazy how big this world is, but yet if it's so small, because the people that you meet, and it was really cool to actually do breaking bread with him when I was down there. It was awesome. So.
Oh, good. And Mav says Fun Pop is back next week. Excellent.
Yes. Oh. Yeah, I thought we were going to be on last night, and then I'm like, yo, no Fun Pop tonight? Because I've been gone for 2 weeks in Florida. And he's like, yeah, the little one has school starting up. And I was like,
I can't believe, I meant to respond to Caitlin. I cannot believe school is starting already over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Monday. It looks like the southern states, they start already, or are about to start.
Yeah. My daughter starts Wednesday. So it's just crazy. And I'm like, why are they starting Wednesday and not Monday?
I know.
But it's Florida, so I'm like, okay.
But over there, Mav, their daughter went to school on a Thursday. I'm like, why Thursday?
Yeah, it's just weird. I always remember going to school during like that before Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
You go to school for X amount of days, and then you got another 3-day weekend. That's like,
we start after Labor Day weekend, so we're starting. Actually, we're starting the Tuesday after because the Monday after is Jewish holiday, and our school systems are, even though my family, well, like my kids are like probably 2% of the Jews in my county, but the county is off that day, so they don't start up until the 8th is when they start.
Yeah, in my county, the public schools, they also increased their amount of holidays, and so that's why they have to start earlier. They start like 2 weeks before my daughter starts school, because of you have all those holidays, and then Labor Day, and they have the Friday before off, and then you have teachers something day, and then it's like, okay, by the time my daughter goes to school and after the first week, they've had the same amount of education already to all that shenanigans.
I know it's like the first 2 weeks of when they start back to school, they're not in school more than they're in school. It's like, why don't you just start after all this, so the kids go to school, because I as a kid, I didn't mind it. I was like, sweet, we're going to school, and then hey, hell, we got another 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend coming up. So it was always nice.
For parents, it is a pain in the neck because they they have to arrange something, and but also like in Holland, like the summer break is only like 6 weeks.
Oh wow!
So I'm still not, even though I've lived here for quite some time, it's like kids off for like 13 weeks. It's like, dang, and no wonder you put them in camps and stuff.
We did that.
Yeah.
We did camps this year. So plus Seth and Jacob both got their Boy Scout camps. So that was a whole week apart. That was a whole week apiece. So, but that's great. And see those are the origin stories we like, and it's great because Mav and you guys are, the Xbox, his channel and Xbox Ultimate is all part of our Gamers United Guild, and there's a reason for that because we're all like-minded, good people, good gaming family. We all lift each other up. It's what we do, and I still remember, even like I said, even though it's really too late nowadays, because I know, as Xbox Ultimate grew, it was eventually, you guys were eventually going to go more than an hour for a show. So it gets a little difficult when Halo doesn't start up till 1:30 in the morning. But I still remember when.
Yeah, well, I mean that's because before. When we do our show, because there's no set time, depending on the topics and depending how the show's clicking, it could be maybe just under 2 hours. Hell, it could be over 2 hours. It just depends on how how we're all feeling and topics and how everything's flowing. It can go on longer, and then lately in the behind the scenes in the green room, if you want to say, we talk about personal things that what everyone's going through and what we're all, and it just feels like a whole family atmosphere, and that's the best thing. If somebody's not feeling their best, we lift them up, and it's just what we do. It's just like what family does, So sometimes, just behind the scenes, we're like, oh shit, we better get on with the Xbox Ultimate after hours. There's people that want to play, and it before some of the things that transpired on one of the game nights, everything was open, whoever wanted to play with us, we had, we didn't mind. But then we had, one bad apple that kind of,
I know,
was saying stuff, and it was just like, we had to go to closed doors, you know, and if you want to invite, you just message Mav or whoever, you know, and it'd be fine. But, you know, but unfortunately, you know, you get one knucklehead that kind of ruins it for everybody. So, but other than that, I mean, you know, and we tried to stick to playing Halo and stuff like that, but like now, like it was funny. Mav, they're like, man, we played the freaking Xbox Halo Infinite, and it's like, I don't want to play.
You want to go back to
I want to play Infinite right now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
stop it, all of you. Stop it, all of you.
Right? I know. I was just like, oh, I didn't get to play it. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well,
I'm like.
But I still remember that first time playing with you guys, and you know that's where I really started to get to know you guys and become friends with everybody, and you know, and that was special for me, and I always appreciated that, and you know, being the musical entertainment.
Yeah, I was like, I remember the first time, like, who the hell's playing piano? I'm like, what the hell? You know? And I was like, shit, because because Matt usually streams, but playing piano is not allowed. Is allowed. So we're like, hell, let's have some music going.
Well, it was that first night that we were all doing like Halo karaoke, and I was like, hey, I'll just walk over, right?
Yeah, and you busted up the piano. I was just like, all right, hell yeah, all right, let's do this. Let's sing whatever.
It was a lot of fun, and it just, like I said, it was very, everybody was very welcoming, and then it just led into here, and so we'll be in the chat tomorrow night on Xbox Ultimate. Mav and Caitlin are here. You're usually here. Pong is here. Lupa's here. So we, like I said to Caitlin the other day, we now have to set up the big crossover, the big crossover episode.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
That'd be a lot of fun.
I know. Yeah, definitely would be. Because I know, it just all of us would just get on and just, and that's the thing. We can talk about gaming stuff, but also like the personal things, what brought us into gaming, like how we talking tonight, it's just those things, and it's just, it's what joins us together. It's gaming, and that's what's the best thing about this community. And it's just not the Xbox community; it's all the gaming community that we have, that we have together, and it's just great that everyone that's in this community is just phenomenal. I love it.
It's not necessarily about segmenting into Xbox community like that. It's good people. It's good people supporting good people.
Exactly.
and being around good people. Now, and maybe it's supporting obviously we support, but associating with good people, being around good people, making friends with good people. Yeah,
exactly.
And like Caitlin said something in the chat that's really the way we are too. It's our time. She said it's like our time. We tries to get in English. It's like our time to catch up with each other at the end of the week. Well, that's how this is for Peter, Chris, and I. And and we do the same thing. After we're done with the show, we're usually on another. It's like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, all right, I really have to go to bed. And then 1:45, when Chris is finally like nodded off and you can see him in his chair like sleeping, we're like, all right, we got to cut the call off. We'll sometimes go another hour just talking behind the scenes. Can have a whole second
and if I
show.
don't say HCK out, then
we can't leave.
We can't leave. So
he can literally hold us hostage.
Yeah,
he can literally hold us hostage in the Skype. It could be 8 a.m. We could all be like this, and Peter would go, I'll just wait.
Yeah, I remember some of the gaming nights where we're just sitting there, and it's like we're like, oh my god, the sun's coming out. I hear birds.
Yes.
Shit. It's time.
And then
I think
we-
it's
right.
time for bed, guys.
Yeah. Hey guys, I gotta go, and then you hear one more.
Yeah,
You know, one.
that's how it
That's
goes.
still one of the best. That was still one of the best things ever. There was like one more, and then who was it? It was Gunter that said, "You ain't leaving, bitch." It was-
Yeah. I think it sounds like Gunther.
yeah. It was. I mean, but that just exemplifies, what it's all about. So, one day
All
I'll
hell
get like
yeah.
one day I'll get a long nap in, and then get on when you guys get on.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to get the after hours behind the scenes. Like we'll try to wrap it up quicker. Because usually
Nah,
we
you
just
could-
sit there and just start talking about stuff, and it's just like, oh shit, it's like, all right, it's like 12:15. All right, we need, then we're like, all right, we're gonna get some food and then we'll do this, and then 12:30 hits and it's like, all right, and then like a lot of people are like, man, we already went to bed, sorry.
Probably when Infinite comes out, then you want to play
Oh.
that. It's like, okay, that chat can wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
Well,
No, yeah,
and-
yeah. Yeah, that'd be like, all right, thanks. It's only an hour show tonight. We gotta play
Yeah.
some Infinite. So
It doesn't help too that you guys are an hour that Mav is an hour behind. So for us, it's
Yeah.
yeah,
it's 1 a.m. For him, it's only midnight.
exactly.
So-
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of times he's like, man, it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, yo, it's 4. What are you talking about? And then Lupa's like, yo, it's like 9. And I'm
Right,
like, oh
it's 9
yeah,
in the
fuck.
morning. Right.
Lupa's over
She's
there
a-
in the UK. Shit.
She's a vampire.
Yeah, she never sleeps.
So
Love
the
it, Lupa.
19th, Jesse, 12 minutes comes out a week from today, while I'm
Oh,
on
yeah.
frickin' vacation. I'll be home
Yeah.
Friday though, so I'll be playing 12 minutes when I get back in town. So,
Hey, it's only 12 minutes.
so,
Yeah.
so consider that we have now gone an hour 45 and haven't talked about a topic other than
Oh,
Yes.
we haven't? Shit.
we have just
I
been.
thought the first topic was welcome Psychonauts.
Well, it was,
Gaming
yes,
is-
Oh,
that's the
that's
first
true.
official
Yeah.
topic.
Technically,
we haven't-
that's the first topic.
Almost 2 hours.
We haven't actually
Edible
talked
underwear.
about edible underwear and
Yeah, yeah.
Dreamcast. So I tell you, man, the next Sega roundtable that I do, that I am going to remember to invite you, because
Nice.
that will be some reminiscing. We did one 2 years ago here.
Okay.
We just did one. If I had known about this a couple of weekends ago, over on the Iron Lords podcast, he did a Sega roundtable. I'd have told him to invite you. But we had an awesome. It was Lord Cognito, Lord Sovereign, Ainsley, and what was his name? Stephen. Oh no. Not Stephen. I keep for some reason I have Stephen Ford on the brain, and that's not it. Stephen Danton from 2 Ton Studios, who's who has made a game Unto the End, which I have to start playing. And we were just, man, it was 2.5 solid hours of Sega, and I was like, we're gonna do it again soon. And when that happens, well, I'm bringing you on.
Nice. Yeah.
So.
Now, favorite 2 games from Sega that were on the Xbox were, what is it? Otogi?
Otogi?
Otogi. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Love those. Those need to come back. Oh my god. If anybody has not played those games out and you can get a freaking an OG Xbox, pick up those games in an OG Xbox. That good.
All right, any other one? You said there were 2.
Yeah, there was the first, there was 1 and 2.
Oh, I got you. You're talking about you're talking about the
The
series.
series, yeah.
There you go. Hey, there you go. Axel's got you. A Togi Myth of Demons and a Togi 2 Immortal Warriors.
Yep.
Oh,
Great games.
yeah, such good.
And that's where I played Shenmue 2. Because I didn't buy the Shenmue 2 Shenmue 2 on the Dreamcast because it was I think it was
only.
a UK version with the boot disc.
Yep,
and,
it was UK only.
I didn't buy it. Yeah, and then there was announcements coming out for the Xbox. I was like, oh my god, I finally could play this because I love the Shenmue series. I was a little disappointed I couldn't. They didn't come out on the Xbox Shenmue 3, but I might have to pick that up on my PS4 just to play it.
Yeah, I might have to do that as well. I was waiting to see if it would because at one point Shenmue 1 and 2 came to Game Pass, and I was like, glimmer of hope. But
yeah, well, Sony fronted the Shenmue 3, so that's why I think it's just gonna stay there.
And that's okay. I'm willing to play. It was funny because
Maybe
Deep
you
Silver
can play it on your service though.
That's true. Deep Silver ended up publishing it. So
yeah. But Sony gave some money, right? But it was still crowdfunded.
It was still kickstarted. It was still kickstarted.
It was weird. Like that's what because I was like, all right, it's being published and they're being freaking crowdfunded, and then I don't know how Sony got involved. I think they just wanted it on the PS4 personally, because that's what all Shenmue, all the Sega guys were like, where's Shenmue 3? Where's Shenmue 3? Let's finish this, let's get the story, get with the story.
That was the idea, was to make it a trilogy, and so I'm thinking we might have to buy it and just suck it up. Or wait till it, But
I have all three through Steam.
Oh, that's right. It did come out on Steam too.
Yeah.
I'm about to get it on Steam then.
No. I have
I'm more on my PC, Xbox than I'm on my PS4. So
and if it's backward compatible, I might see what it costs. If it's not too expensive digitally, I get it and play it on the PS5.
Yeah, I can't say because PS5's backward compatibility is strange.
I know.
And it probably is.
I would hope so.
With PSVR games, that's more questionable than other games.
Yeah. My just before we move on, my two favorites from the Xbox era. Actually, I have three because Sega came with it. For the Xbox, there was Full Auto, which was a car racing destruction game.
Okay.
There was Condemned, which was phenomenal.
Great game.
And then there was Chromehounds, which was actually done by From Software, but it was published by Sega. Chromehounds was an awesome mech game.
Yes.
I still have
also
all three of those.
Yeah. Now that game, that Chromehounds was one of my favorite mech games.
Yeah.
Just totally building up like I liked Mech Assault.
Loves Mech Assault.
But it didn't give you that whole customization that Chromehound did. No,
Chromehounds. Mech Assault was more of an arcadey action game, whereas Chromehounds was really From Software. That's what they did. They were. It was almost like an RPG mech game, the way you could upgrade your mech and and the stuff you could. I loved that game. God, I love that game.
Yeah, it was great.
We're talking about favorite for the OG Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so
Sega.
many.
There are. I think two of my favorite was, of course, Halo because of LAN parties, but then KOTOR.
Yeah, KOTOR. I mean,
KOTOR was
yeah.
yeah.
that whole BioWare, just whole BioWare
know.
series was phenomenal
Yes.
on Xbox.
Yeah.
Jade Empire. Oh my god.
Yeah. And then
Yup.
Mass Effect, you know, when the first, yeah.
Yeah, the
I
first
think
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect was, but Mass Effect started on 360, didn't it?
No, it
Yeah.
did, but you know, like you said, Jade Empire, and then you go. I never played Jade Empire. I don't know, you know, but
Jade
Yeah, I
Empire
think-
was really good.
Yeah. Was that in Game Pass or no?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay. I love Jade Empire.
Did
that
they
game
make
I
that one?
played-
Did they make that one backward compatible though?
Yes, yes. it
Okay,
did.
because I still
I
have
think
it.
So, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you can
I
play it
still
backward.
have it.
All those BioWare games are backwards compat.
All of them? Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
KOTOR. Now I don't know about KOTOR 2. I don't know about KOTOR 2, but I know
thought it
KOTOR was
because I had both those discs, and
yeah.
I think it was.
And that's in KOTOR 2, you know, that's was it Obsidian that
Yeah.
developed that
Yes.
game? Guess who owns Obsidian?
Mm.
Uh huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, but well, and
KOTOR
Lucas-
is they're talking about possibly a KOTOR remake or
Yeah.
because LucasArts is they're doling out the licensing to
yes they
who-
are.
so.
Yeah, they found a way around that.
And actually, it's funny. I was looking up Jade Empire. I was looking at what I was trying to look up on our site, our old site, because I'm pretty sure I'm the one who reviewed Jade Empire when it came out. And I'm trying to find how I scored it, and when I actually did the review. I'm almost there. I'm in the. Thanks to the internet Wayback Machine, I'm able to. Here it is, Jade Empire, and there's my review from April 13th, 2005. That came out into. Oh no! Oh wait! There it is.
You?
Ah,
Almost
there it
you?
is.
Yes.
I got it. Hold on. Here, I'll hang on. I will put it up on the screen. I love going back. I love going back and seeing this stuff. So this is the old NLG, the original. And what did I give this game? Let me see. I have to interact with it here. Can I scroll? I can't scroll. Damn it. All right, hold on. Let me do it this way. Do.
Yeah, I didn't have scrolling back then.
No, it's yeah. Thank you.
was
It's
tab.
the
Tab.
yeah, it's the way I. Okay, here we go. So
Yeah.
so it was me in April of 2005, and I gave it back when we didn't have YouTube and I had to store movies on our server. I gave it a 98 out of 100.
Wow.
And look at how long this review is. This was no short review either. This wasn't a
short game though.
This sucker took me like 2 weeks to write.
Nice.
And it took me a good month to play. So
Oh, it was a phenomenal game.
it was.
It's like you didn't play just as one character.
Yeah. I mean, I
It's-
anybody who wants to see this stuff, it's all right, just look us up on archive.org. This is God, I love going back and looking at this stuff. And I had the little Amazon. I wonder if these still work. These little Amazon it does it through the Wayback Machine. That'd be funny if I could still get money out of it. So, but our affiliation never ended after 20 years. But this game was awesome, and I bet if I look, I bet I still have all the movies. God. That kept all of this stuff.
Yeah, that game needs a sequel.
That game needs a sequel in the worst way.
Yeah. They EA just needs to leave
Oh yeah,
BioWare alone and just let them do their thing.
they do.
They really do. I mean, was it Respawn? The director there, he's a listen, EA, leave us the F alone. Let us do what we do, and we won't disappoint. You know what I mean? Like, just stop it. Stop putting your hands in our baby. You know. But yeah, it's just phenomenal. Like BioWare, we definitely because I mean, look what happened with what is it? Is it Armageddon? Mass Effect Armageddon? Or
Andromeda.
Andromeda. Sorry. That was, you could tell EA had their hands in that.
Oh, no doubt. They have their hands in everything.
So, yeah.
So.
Yeah, hopefully they leave Codemasters alone.
One can hope. One can only hope.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they brought what? Dirt 4, Dirt 2.0?
Dirt 4, Dirt Rally 2.0.
Yeah.
F1 2019, F1 2020. And I feel like there's one more.
Yeah. That was another one.
Oh, what's it called? It's a short name.
Yeah. Grid.
Grid. Yeah.
And I'm hoping that they'll put Onrush back in Game Pass, because Onrush was Onrush I think was better than people gave it credit for. So.
Yeah. Yeah, they just so those like that back then. That was just like BioWare just couldn't do wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
wonder what
Dragon Age, Mass Effect, Jade Empire, KOTOR.
Yeah.
I mean, they just freaking every game was a knockout of the park, and it was just like, oh my god, you know, everything they touched was freaking gold. Yeah, they had the Midas touch, and then going to EA, they just lost that, you know, unfortunately. But hopefully with the remake and because Mass Effect remake kind of blew the execs, higher up execs, out, like blew their mind, like, oh wow, this got more a response that they weren't expecting.
Yeah, positive compared to Andromeda.
Yeah, and they were like, okay, I think
and Anthem.
that. Yeah, and that was an Anthem. And Anthem was, I liked Anthem, but it didn't have enough content.
Yeah,
and that was the issue. That's all. That was the only issue. If they had better loot system, some more content, some more events, some other things in that game. That game, I guarantee, would still be a hit. Would have been a hit then, and still be played if they had everything working for them, But it was just like they just didn't have enough content to keep people engaged, and then the loot system was bad, and it was funny as when they had the FPS boost, me and Mav booted it up and played it, and it was like, because it was it's 60 frames, and I was like, holy crap, this is like a brand new game, it felt like. And I was like, but it had no events. It had one event, and that was it. Whatever was left of what they had in the game. And it was just like, you just could tell it was just missing so much content. And what BioWare wanted to do with it, and you could see that they had something going, and it just never took off, And again, I think EA stuck their nose in their business, and we got what we got.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It is.
Yeah, because I was excited for it when they possibly an Anthem 2.0. I was like, what? Seriously? I'm like, all right. And then they were like, oh, never mind. And it's just like,
Right.
don't freaking bring our hopes up and then say, never
they
mind.
just decided to
Don't
move
do
on.
that.
That's what gets me is that EA does that, and it's really funny because Misuko brings up PopCap, and I mean, I agree with him. PopCap games were so cool at the beginning. You know, I mean, Zuma and
Peggle.
Peggle, remember Peggle too? Remember that? I mean, there were so many good games, and now, yeah, they're not the same.
No,
these
especially
nice
like Plants vs. Zombies. Totally changed that game.
Yeah, now, and I liked Garden Warfare, but Garden Warfare 2 was good. For whatever reason, I haven't had the gumption to play Return to Zombieville. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get into Garden Warfare. I just like, I don't know. It's just like EA has that presence about them. Like a lot of things that they touch just kind of kills things off.
I know. It's a shame. So.
Yeah, because they want to monetize everything. It's like, stop fucking monetizing stuff. Oops,
Yeah.
sorry, apologize.
No, it's after 10, you can cuss now.
Yeah, it's okay. It's after. Well, it's after 11 here. So.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to point out, it's been 2 hours. I've pretty much just taken the other topics off the board because we don't need them. We don't need them.
The only thing I want to say is that I looked real quick at Idea Xbox, what they showed, right? I was at work when Indy was showing all that, so I didn't really get the chance to get into it. But I did notice Artful Escape September 9th. So I was like, hell yeah. And that's, I can't wait till that comes out. Great game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the Stardew Valley, I played that back in the day. So I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah, I never played that.
I did not play Stardew Valley either.
Yeah, you want to do a little bit of farming, some dungeon crawling, little kind of like a Zelda, and then you want to get married, hey, it's all for you.
Yeah,
Might be a good xCloud game.
I wasn't so ID at Xbox, that show that they had on Twitch was like 3.5 hours too long. Me, it was funny. It was me, Caitlin, 3-Bit, and AssassinLupa. I think that's all who was on there, and we were on 3-Bit's channel, and we were going through. We stayed literally up until the last 12 minutes, but we didn't know it was 12 minutes that was left of the show. We were like, man, we've been on here for almost 4 hours already. We gotta stop. And then it wrapped up like 12 minutes later. And like, well, we should have just stayed on.
Should stay there at the time.
But it was just way too much. But the games that they were showing, and just like the trailer, great games. Loved it. Artful Escape looked phenomenal. Little Witch in the Woods, that was great. I think that came out a couple months ago. And then what was the one that kind of looked like what is it, Minecraft meets Stardew Valley, where you were like on a boat, you have to fish and cook and like, but it was like dark, like 'cause your parents left you and you're like this little kid all by yourself in this little seaside, in this bay area type, and I was just like, wow, this is freaking a little dark for being like a teen or maybe Eat for Everyone type game. I was like, okay, it's a little drastic, but
kind of. I don't remember what game that was.
Moon Glow Bay, I believe. Moon Glow Bay.
Moonglow Bay. I did not see a trailer for that, so I didn't grab it.
Yeah,
that was. Pong by turn.
They haven't.
And Timber.
Yeah, they haven't. I don't think it's out yet, but it's coming out. I want to say it's sometime this year, but it looked interesting. And there's so many games, like indie games, especially with this past E3, the indie games that they were showing there.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of the one game, but it's
This-
like that 8-bit.
Look at this.
Hmm?
I mean, this looks interesting.
No,
This looks like this would be a lot of fun.
I saw this at PAX South in person. Played a little bit. The sound is phenomenal. And then we get to some of the bosses, and you're competing against each other. You're both playing music, and you got to repeat what they do, and yeah. Oh, you're gonna love it, Mike.
Yeah.
You got that sound system going. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Crank it up.
Oh yeah, which I do. So, I love these kind of platformers. I'm always
Mhm.
drawn to these kind of platform games.
Yeah. Oh, it was smooth when I played it. That was a long time ago. So.
Well, it's looking even better now. Although,
Mhm.
what the hell is going on here?
There you go.
So, that's how there you go. That's how I want to look. Now,
Yeah.
another game that caught me that I was happy to see, and I am not sure it's come to Xbox before. I might be wrong, but have we had a Sam and Max game on the Xbox and I've just missed it?
I think we did.
Did we? Because Anna,
Didn't we?
I don't know. Let me look.
Maybe on the OG Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the two games the indie games that got me excited at the Xbox E3 was Replaced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And was it Somerville?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Somerville.
Yeah.
Somerville. Those two, I'm like, okay, and that's the thing, you don't have to be AAA bangers as people call them.
Nope.
If the game looks fun and interesting and it grabs you and has a great story and fun to play.
Yeah.
Just like Spirit Far.
Yeah.
That game, holy crap! That's probably an indie game that I keep telling people don't sleep on that game. It's fun. It has like a little bit of everything, a little bit of farming, base building, exploring, and just so much that game has, and the story, man, it freaking pulls on your heartstrings. I'm just like,
Yeah, I heard that.
oh yeah, because it's like you're like it's a lighthearted. You're like I wouldn't say like a grim reaper, but you take well, they're creatures like animals, but you take the people and then send them off to the afterlife, and that's you took over that, of doing that, and it's just like, and you feel a connection with the people because you have to, there's a story they tell, and it's just like, oh man, and it's a great game, great game.
I'm bringing this up because AssassinLupa brought this up in the chat from the Nintendo show. This is Far, it was called Far, Changing Tides, and
Oh, nice.
Nintendo had some good indie games that they were showing off too. There were some couple things that caught my eye,
and that's the thing that Xbox and Nintendo, I would say, does a good job for consoles. Is the indie games. They do a good job with that.
Yeah, they've come a long way with that, especially
yeah.
Xbox.
I mean, still Steam is like the best to get them because that's where they're all end up at.
Right.
But for console, there's indie developers are starting to see like, okay, like bring games out to Xbox, bring them out to Nintendo. There's people out there. There's a fan base that
would look pretty good far.
Yep. This one kind of looks funny too. Evil Genius.
Mm.
So, I kind of like the look of the villains. So you're basically a villain trying to take over the world or take over the whatever you're trying to do. So it's kind of base building and stuff like that. But it looks kind of neat, kind of like a sim game, like sim villains.
Oh, nice. Nice,
So,
different take from that.
yeah. But very recruit powerful henchmen. So this looks like it could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, what is it? I just got an email from DICE on August 14th. I got the
Battlefield.
The Battlefield 2042 playtest.
Oh, yeah, the one you're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah, but I mean that's the extent I think we can say that we were invited. Right. But that's
there's a game out there called Battlefield 2042, and that's all we can say.
Yeah. Well, it's still not as bad as like what was it, X Defiant? Like you literally can't say a word about it. I don't think you're even allowed to say you took place in the beta.
Oh.
I know that you have to close your blinds. Can't have literally can't take no photos. You can't do anything with it. And I'm like, wow. I played a bit of it, and I can see why they don't want people talking about it.
Oh.
But you know what? Alexa and the
Google
lady are always listening.
That's right.
Hey, what's up? Reprobate.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people. I wanted to back up for a quick second. Sister Lady Foxfire came in. Brother Lance Jennings. I saw Brother Shizno is in the house. I want to say good evening to Project Jeff, our brother Project Jeff. Brother Masuko came in. And what else did I miss? I know I missed, and of course, Brother Reprobate. So it's good to see him. It's always good when he can get into the chat. I know he's got a busy life, and so whenever he can roll in for a bit, always great. So yeah, chat room's still hopping pretty nicely. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. We got we got good stuff here.
Yeah, and it's always good to have a good fan base, you know.
Yeah. So. They're not our fans. They're our family. They're gaming.
Yeah. Well,
all of our gaming friends, you know, good people. Another game that I was kind of interested in. I want to get you guys' opinion on. I can't place this more than maybe like a game show type game. This is called Space Lines from the Far Out. It got a lot of attention, and I'm trying to figure out what. There was a game that came out a while, like years ago, called Adventures in a Dangerous Space-Time, and it was kind of a single player / multiplayer. You had to work together. You had to, make your way through the galaxy, and it kind of like this looks like kind of that plus The Sims. And I'm trying to place this, but it looks like very interesting to me. Any of you guys know anything about this game?
No. I think I saw a trailer at. Don't remember if that was at ID at Xbox or if it was on Nintendo.
This was ID at Xbox.
Okay. The extent of what I know about it is what we saw trailer wise. It looked interesting. Just haven't heard anything else from them yet. but it does look interesting. Anything co-op is loads of fun, especially if you are. It looks like building your base and exploration style. Just looks a lot of fun. Like
It does.
it's fun.
Chris? Is that you? Who's watching a video?
Hello.
That was bizarre.
Oh, maybe it was whatever you're watching. It could have been like one of those we call it like a yeah. It might be whatever you're watching.
No, because I have that totally turned down.
It might be an ad.
That would be bizarre if that's an ad for the show and somebody's watching the show in the background.
Yeah, 'cause I've had like I'll be like I'll have something muted and I'll be sitting here like on my computer and all of a sudden I hear something playing. I'm like, hold on, this is muted. What the hell is that? And then there's like this small little box that has an ad playing and it's that. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that is bizarre. But check this out. This is Wandering Village.
Yes, this is another one that was interesting.
Yeah.
This looks fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to place. So this is this like a what kind of game is this? Almost like a resource management.
You have to. Yeah, it's I think it's a management style game. You got to build your village on a walking platform, as you saw.
Yeah, I saw that. Like Farmville.
So you have to, harvest the trees for wood to build things and so on and so forth. So, I mean, it's interesting because, looking at, like, now there's one of those wandering villages that whatever that creature is dead. So do you go to that village and harvest what you can, and, scrounge for things that they had, because they're, what they left behind.
It's interesting because it seems like you over harvest, you over, take so much resource, and the next thing you know, your walking village is falling down because you overdone it. Maybe that's kind of what they're trying to send a message,
Yeah, so it'd be definitely an interesting looking game.
Yeah. So, anything else catch you guys' eye on that show?
There was one where you kind of have to move the platforms around.
Was that the one I was showing earlier, Lab Rat?
I don't think it was Lab Rat. I know Lupa knows what it is.
I know some people were talking about Library Ruina.
Let's see.
Oh, I do have the trailer for that.
I saw some of that trending a little bit timeline.
You see what that is? Library of Ruina. Ruina. It's getting late.
Yeah.
All right, hang on a second.
Yeah, somehow the music's coming in when you're playing the.
All right, now hang on a second. It's Peter. All right, you guys unmute yourself. I muted just to see who it was. It's Peter.
I have myself on mute, so it cannot be me.
No, I just muted you and it went away.
I mean,
and I'm not.
Where would
the
it
video,
come from, though?
I don't know.
I muted my mic.
I don't know because I've got the video is not playing any sound.
Yeah, not
Like a-
anymore.
That's weird, man. That's weird. So Launch of Ruina is a card game. Looks like. Almost like a Magic the Gathering kind of game.
Mm. Yeah.
I know it's coming out soon. Song of Iron.
Yes.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So if anybody
Yep.
missed it last week, we interviewed Joe Winter, and that was a great interview. We talked about it. What a game that's gonna be. What a game that's gonna be.
The game I was talking about was Loot River.
Loot? I didn't even see
Yeah.
that on their site, on their YouTube page. Maybe let me take a
Yeah,
look.
that was at March 2021 ID at Xbox.
Oh, okay. All right. So that wasn't
that
at
wasn't-
this. That
that
wasn't
wasn't
at
just
this
recent.
one. Gotcha.
Yeah. I didn't see this one. I was in Florida when that came about. I kind of stayed off social media and everything else. I was just dealing with family stuff.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, that game looked fun. So,
All right. Yeah. All right. So the rest of these are just. Trying to think if there's anything else that looked really cool coming out of that Xbox Twitch showcase. I mean, not saying that there isn't any. That I just not everything grabbed me really crazily. Here's Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. Yeah, I don't want.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, so that grabbed me from the.
Yeah. Now this looks cool. This has that Diablo look. From the creators of Pathfinder, Kingmaker. Yeah, I go for these. Well, you get these action RPGs, these isometrics, overheads. I'm down with these. So this.
Yeah,
looks
kind
like
of like an old, like Diablo.
Diablo, Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance. Yeah, these are.
Yep.
These are games that I'll play.
Wow.
Oh, I did see a trailer for Lightyear Frontier.
I do have that trailer.
That looked. I did see that. That looked fun.
Yeah, hang on. I've got that trailer. Lightyear. No, I have it. Lightyear Frontier.
Yeah, I played the demo of Origami 2.
And that's coming to Game Pass now.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, that was not easy either. So it's not one of those like, oh, it's gonna be a simple little game. No, it's like strategy. You gotta like make sure you hide in the shadows and take people out silently. Because if you don't, everybody is coming after you. But this is like one of those like management style games, but you're in mechs.
Interesting.
Yeah, that one looked good.
Here's Origami 2. Here's the official coming to Game Pass trailer.
Oh, nice.
Later, Jeff.
Yeah, oh, that's right. This is the Ninja Tenshu type game.
Exactly. That's what got me hyped. 'Cause I love Tenchu was great.
Tenshu was so good.
Yeah, my buddy had a PS2, so it was the only time I was able to play that game.
My own demise was the only way to free myself.
Yeah, this will be a fun one to run through. And it's coming to Game Pass.
I too
So,
was a slave,
aha.
a tool
Yeah,
used by
that's
the
that's
Akatsuki
awesome.
in their conquest of the land, but not anymore.
Yeah, I can.
death led me to the
It's
place
got that.
where I belong.
It's funny. It's like Tenchu, but very cartoony look.
Mhm.
Kind of almost cell shaded, but not quite.
Yeah.
I think it looks great.
We need to find the key
Yeah.
to
You
our
definitely
disease.
can't be in the light.
Yeah.
Free ourselves from this curse.
Yeah. See, you got the stealth.
We got a
stuff.
good story to it. Stealth.
Our enemies have
Yeah.
already
And you have to
combat.
and you have abilities to help you stay in the shadow.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Got some interesting characters.
Yeah. I'm down for this.
Yeah, Project Jet's gonna play Hades. Coming against us.
Our time has come. The
Tomorrow.
time
yeah,
of the
I can't wait for that.
clan.
Yeah. I might have to give that a shot. I know Indie Gamer's been, that was one of his favorites.
Yeah, and I played the demo of Origami too, like I said, months and months and months ago.
Yeah.
And because it was and that's one thing with the Insider Xbox, was in that, and that was just really freaking cool. Because they give you those little betas and little demos that you can't play anywhere unless you are an insider for Xbox.
Yeah, I know Shizno. I can't get down with anybody that, on Twitter or whatever that keeps trying to say there's no games or why, all people that only focus on AAA games or exclusives. You're sorry, but I can't get down with that. There's too many good games out there.
Yeah.
That keep coming out, and especially in Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, look at Hades. That game that got Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And it's not a AAA game.
No.
So
Don't have
I mean,
to be.
exactly.
Doesn't have to be
I mean,
anymore.
it's just
No.
a lot of people that are naysayers. The piece of plastic that they champion for, put it in their heads that AAA games is the only way to go, and which is not the case.
No.
Because look
And
at
that is-
I mean, even
and-
Sunset Overdrive was a phenomenal game, and that
Yeah,
was to
preach.
me was not a AAA game. Our game was freaking awesome.
Yup.
And we won't ever get to play the sequel on Xbox, but if you
Oh yeah. Definitely.
hopefully, I'm hoping now they're with Sony lets them make a sequel.
You
Yup.
can release the same game, slap a PS logo on it, and it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
They should do that and sell for $70.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate. the whole negativity around Xbox, and people just overlooked a lot of these games that came on Xbox. Oh well, that's not doesn't look a certain way, or it doesn't have a deep story to it. Blah blah blah. Whatever.
Which and that's their narration. That's what they champion about. But look at Rise, and they still crap on that game, and that game to this day looks better than a lot of games that have recently came out. So to say that AAA is the only is the only thing that it's the best thing, but yet crap on that game, it's just don't say that AAA games are what you want. It's it's because it was on Xbox is why you don't like it, and it's unfortunate because that Rise was phenomenal. That needs a sequel. Hopefully they can work out something with Cryotech and be able to get that IP back or publish it, something, because that needs a sequel. And a little bit less on the contact with the buttons, not so much press X, press B.
I'm not big on the quick
Little
time,
bit, but I think
QTE.
But I think with the limitations of the those Jaguar chips could do, I think that's what they had to do. Because they kind of had to do that that render to keep that game looking the way it did. I think it couldn't just be free flowing mechanics when you were fighting. I think it needed to have that animation so it could keep that art style going. But now with the Series X, PS5, these consoles easily can get away from those contact style button pushing and go straight gameplay, and really give us and deliver a great Rise sequel.
Or like Insomniac, I thought Sunset Overdrive, to me it was too much QT, button smashing, this and that. But when they did Spider-Man, I thought it was a good, not too much of that, just freedom of action to swing around and combat. I really enjoyed the combat in Spider-Man. So if Sunset Overdrive was more like that, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But
yeah, and again, I think it just, I think they were playing around with the QTE style gaming, as you saw. Sunset had it. Yeah. You had it heavily in Rise. Yeah. And even I think really it started with Max Payne, kind of like what really brought that out.
Yeah, they had it. God of War.
God of War.
The other ones, yeah.
So, and if you have the right balance, and I think they learned with Sunset Overdrive with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And so they, okay, this was a little bit too much, and they found a good balance.
They did, yeah.
And that's perfect. I'm like, I don't mind QTE function if it's not heavy. Like, it almost felt like Rise was like pretty much like almost the entire game was like that. Fun game, great, but that did kind of, for me, I'm like, all right, I kind of I get with the combos why they kind of did it, but who knows? I mean,
they could have done it a different way, and they if they had a chance at a second one, they could learn from that. That's what.
Oh yeah.
That's what drives me nuts, or at least drove me nuts. About early Microsoft days. Man, if something didn't hit, they just gave it up.
Yeah. Well. That was the issue with early Microsoft. Xbox One era Microsoft, prior to Phil Spencer taking over the role he took over, that was their thing. They were just like, it was a smash hit. We won't. Go with a sequel, won't do a sequel, or invest into it, or buy the company. Like, they had an opportunity to buy Insomniac, and and a lot of those IPs that they had, they let Insomniac keep their IP just to make games. Because Microsoft, I mean, they look, being an Xbox guy, the 360 era, they relied heavily on third party and not first party. And if they started then to develop their own studios, and I guarantee the Xbox One era wouldn't been a limited, it wouldn't have the issues that they had with the modern games that they.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Phil Spencer recognized that, and look at what we got: 23 studios, but like total, I think is like 33 with all the sub studios that they have, but 23 main studios. So it's like he's like, okay, he sees it, he's fixing it, you know. And these games, you can't do them overnight, you know. It's going to take a little bit of time, you know. Just like PS3, they were building up their studios then and delivered for PS4. That's why it was a hit. Xbox saw that halfway through the Xbox One and realized it and addressed it. Now we're gonna start reaping all those fruits towards, you know, the next in 2022, 2023 is when it's really gonna explode. Really, with all the games that are coming out and everything that, and games that still have not been announced. I mean, we still haven't heard anything from there's like 3 or 4 studios that we have not heard a lot of things from. I know a couple of them are from Bethesda, from the ZeniMax deal. Not the Coalition, the it starts with the C. Compulsion.
Yep.
What's Compulsion working on?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, we need to know what that is.
Yeah.
In Exile's working on 2 or 3 games right now. So it's just and an engine on top of that. So so 2023 is when we will start seeing a lot of things. I mean, I was excited for Everwild, and then that hot mess, they're like, we're scrapping it all because they couldn't figure out what they wanted to do with the damn game. So they got rid of the lead guy there, brought somebody else in, and pretty much starting all over again. And it was supposed to be released at 2023. Now it's going to be 2024. So a year, and they're going to give us a better game, because, you know, half the team, like, they didn't want combat. The other half wanted combat, and they just couldn't agree with anything. So it was like,
yeah, I mean, when they first showed that one video, right, and afterwards everybody was like, well, what is this game? What is it about? What are we gonna do? And, you know, I there's gonna be some co-op, you know, multiplayer there, kind of like Sea of Thieves, right? You know, they want people to come together, but what is it about? You know,
yeah.
And we haven't, and then it went silent, and, you know, like you said, you know, I guess something was going, you know, internal differences, and you know, I guess they had to shake it up and get it back on order. So we'll see.
Yeah,
and that's okay. Plenty of games coming out.
Exactly,
you know,
and that's the thing. It's like, it's just one game. You know, the minds couldn't get together to, you know, agree. And I think, you know, for a game like that, I think they would need combat. You know, it kind of looked like an adventure style game, and, you know, if it was, how would you not have combat involved? You know, so, you know, so it's kind of like a weird. I don't know what they were trying to do, but, you know, now it looks like it's going to be on the right path, and we're going to get something really good from that. So we'll see what happens. By not next year, but maybe we'll get a trailer next year, or maybe they'll wait till 2023 to show something when it's almost done. And
you know, like Phil has said before, he doesn't really like to show games too early, because here we are, you know, what they showed, we don't know if that's going to be similar to what they showed. And, you know, it goes back to Scalebound. You know, I guess because they, you know, they didn't have a lot, right? So they'd ask the guy to come out a couple times and show what you have, and look where that went. So
I just think that company was just, Microsoft the coals, and because personally, I think the money that they were getting, because they were taking that money, what money they were getting from Microsoft, and funding their own games with it instead of making the game for Microsoft. And it was like,
no, I agree. Yeah, there was some mismanagement there.
Yeah, and then if you saw Platinum's game is coming out with for the PS5, nothing to the PS5, but the game that they're making for PlayStation does not look good at all. It looks like PS3 graphics. It looks bad, really freaking bad. And I'm like, well, I'm glad that Scalebound is no longer in their hands.
Right.
Microsoft decides if they decide to freaking resurrect that IP, they whatever they have. I mean, they still got the IP, so who knows?
Yeah. Happens.
Exactly. Like I personally think, I really do think, because we still haven't had the 20-year anniversary from Xbox and Halo event yet, and I really, really think that they're going to show Perfect Dark in November. I feel it. I feel it in my bones.
I would love
talking
to see
about
that.
it, and I think they're really, really gonna be shown freaking Perfect Dark.
Because I remember when that was announced, and in fact that was
we were live.
We were live.
reaction on that.
Mav was with us.
Yeah.
That was and actually that moment is in our channel trailer. So.
Oh, nice.
With a digitally inserted Peter, because Peter was late getting in because they had gone so early, they'd started so early that I think people had stuff to do, so we digitally inserted him in. So, and no, we're not going 5 hours, Mav. Sorry.
We
could, but no.
Calling in right now. Hold on, let me text my boss. PTU.
So, actually, the only other. So here's this is also for Lupa since she brought it up in the chat. It's Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon Edition. So, yeah, it looks like a Jewel game.
I'm gonna show my wife that. She'll play it.
Yeah. So, so since the other part of this is indie games and betas, did you get a chance to play the Back for Blood beta?
I was invited to the XDefiant beta, Back for Blood beta, and the Halo beta. I didn't get to play I played a little bit of the XDefiant. Back for Blood was only for PC, which was weird because I thought I had it for the Xbox, but I guess I didn't get invited for the Xbox, but I got invited for the PC version. But I literally just downloaded the open beta tonight for my Xbox. So that goes live. That's tonight.
That does go live tonight. We got a chance to play it, and it's good.
Yeah, and I get a couple people are like, okay, what they showed, what will they show? Like keeping people engaged for a longer period of time. How are they going to go about that? Because he started to get not bored, but he's like, okay, if I do however missions they had, like once I'm done, what they have after that, So that's what I would like to know. What they're going to bring, longevity, replay value of, they're going to bring DLCs, they're going to bring extra maps. How are they going to keep, the gamers still engaged into that game? But I'll be probably won't be playing it tonight because I promised Lupa I'll be playing Grounded because me and Lupa have been playing Grounded when it launched way back when it was on the preview program. So we got a couple new updates. So we want to try it out and see what we can build from that. I definitely want to try, build a mushroom castle. Because Because they got the mushroom, was it Shroom and Doom update?
Yeah, the Shroom and Doom update.
So you can definitely be able to play, build a castle with, because you have blocks now, so you have mushroom blocks. So I'm gonna build a castle with her.
Okay.
See how that goes.
All right.
But
I'm not gonna get much in this weekend because Saturday morning we leave for
yeah,
Tennessee. So,
But I'll
but
probably-
I am taking my phone. I'm taking my Surface tablet. I'm taking my my Razer Kishi and probably one of the Bluetooth controllers. Now I'm gonna, if there's good internet at the at that place, then I'm gonna get some xCloud gaming in, especially
Nice.
now that it's available through the Xbox app for
Yeah.
insiders. So
yeah, I played because that's how I played the Ascent when I was in Florida through the xCloud.
Yeah, nice.
And that was fun. What I was able to play. Didn't play too much, 'cause, it was down there for family. So that little bit I did play, I was just like, man, I was like, how cool that Xbox has this feature.
I
That
know.
you can play. You don't if you even they have a lot of games. I mean, you got Doom Eternal, Halo, Gears. I remember sitting in line to pre-order my Series X at GameStop, and I was playing Gears 5 multiplayer on my phone, sitting in line, and people were like, "What are you playing?" I'm like, "Gears 5," and they're like, "What?" I'm like,
Right.
"Where were you guys?" I mean, yeah, they must not have been Xbox, like, hardcore Xbox guys. I'm like, yeah, Xbox has xCloud. You can play through the app right now, and you can play, certain games through xCloud, and they've added so many features. A lot of games had touch controls now that normally that didn't. It only had, you could only play with the controller. Now they have touch controls, so they're really like ramping up that service. And for me, it's great because they can implement xCloud for, let's say, people on Xbox One, and if they can't, instead of missing out on these next gen titles, they can start streaming it from their Xbox Ones until they can get a hold of an Xbox Series X or S.
Yep. Wow, Sea of
And
Thieves is touch now.
Yeah, and it's just really it's smart on Microsoft part that they have this function. And
There's a boatload of games to play while I'm out, and Art of Rally is in there,
Nice.
so I can play a little of that. So I think as long as the internet holds up, and there's also Last Stop. I got to get back to that because I was playing Last Stop, and then kind of stopped.
yeah.
And I kind of want to see how that story plays out. Oh, and look, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Peter. In case we want to go back and
Oh,
in case we want to do a little of that.
yeah. Remember we almost rage quit it the other night.
Yes, we did. Well, I rage quit, and you were like, "Where are you?"
Yeah. And then it's like,
I
oh,
was
look
like,
at it.
I thought we were rage quitting, and so I quit the game. I went back to the Xbox home stream. I was about to cut the stream, and Peter said, "Where'd you go?" So we ended up finishing the mission.
We did.
We did. Oh.
There are quite some issues with our game.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't.
YOBY.
I'm excited once Microsoft implements the Orion technology that they picked up from the ZeniMax deal, because that is going to change xCloud gaming. Is the ability to play 4K 60 with max settings with ultra low latency and no hit to bandwidth. Like, to me, that sounds like they were able to get to run those settings at 4G and not 5G, and it's amazing. Now, what are they gonna implement it in the Agility SDK? Me and 3-Bit were talking about that possibility, and because Phil Spencer had an interview a couple months ago talking about it, and he pretty much like the power through streaming, have the ability, the untapped potential, because you're going to have multiple CPUs, GPUs, because of the server blades, that so games can look even better beyond what PC is capable of doing because of the servers. And that's where gaming, to me, looks like it's going to go down. That's why, Stadia tried to get, or try to get into it, but just couldn't. They were like, yeah, we don't want to spend, $7.5 billion to get a studio, I think, and I think Luna is going to stick around. Whatever, I believe, what Tencent, what they're trying to do. I know they bought a streaming company, so I know they're
money
trying
and
to
everything.
they're trying to get
So
into
many
it.
companies.
So and the Xbox is like leading the pack, and as long as they stay ahead of it, I think, because I know that from what rumors were that Google Stadia was trying to get, we're talking to Bethesda. I don't know if they were trying to acquire the Orion technology. And I think that's why Microsoft was like, you know what? Let's buy the whole damn company. Let's buy ZeniMax, and that's it. That's it. We're not going to leave no one behind. We're not going to nitpick. All those studios are phenomenal. We're just going to great add to the Microsoft family, Xbox family. And so that streaming is going to, is the future. I believe is what, but I'm talking 15, probably maybe 20 years down the road is what that is the norm. Hardware is going to be gone by then. I don't think they're going to have physical hardware. In facts of like consoles, like how we have today, I think it's going to be like streaming sticks or having like little streaming boxes. But like I said, that's like 15 years, 20 years down the road when that actually is going to be like the next thing. And Xbox is already ahead of it. So, if gaming is going down that road, they're trying to future-proof themselves as a gaming company, which is smart on their part. But,
yeah, no, they have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it seems like. I mean, look at everything. It's we're streaming movies, so movies went streaming. They're pretty much going away from physical, and usually when one media goes down the streaming road, other media is going to follow suit. And and gaming is no different, and I think that's where it's going to go. But like I said, the time is not here at the moment, but it's going to be years and years down the road before we hear anything. So.
Yeah, I mean, with Xbox, with the xCloud and all that, like I said, they're already jumping ahead. So
yeah,
and that's where it starts.
Thanks, Brother Lance.
Exactly.
And what's funny is that as gaming starts getting more into streaming, retro gaming is just going to keep going up in price.
Yes.
So
yeah,
hold on to those. Yeah, Myke will be able to retire in about 20 years.
Yeah, right.
One of those from that retro disc he has. Yeah.
My wife might kill me in my sleep, and Then she's set.
The Sega collection is gone. Yeah.
By the way, folks, we have 10 emojis with our Friends of NLG membership. We get 5 more members. I can add an 11th. I've already added the fabled C64 emoji. What's next? So
Doesn't that C64 doesn't get enough love though?
I know.
That's
I didn't.
Yeah,
rich gaming right there.
All right. Well, it's almost midnight, and we have gone nearly 3 hours, and
wow.
we only talked about a couple of indie games. That is
It's time
impressive.
for the triple and quadruple A's.
Yes, that is impressive. But I think we're gonna wrap up so that we can kind of get out of here before midnight, so Chris can. So actually, Psycho and Lupa could get some grounded in, and Chris can get some sleep for work, and I can get some sleep so I can get to work so that I can get up Saturday and get the hell out of town.
There you go.
There you go.
So, Psychonauts, man, seriously, thank you for coming on with us tonight. I'm glad we were able to lock down a date to get you here. Learning your gaming history was really cool, and then just talking some Sega tonight, man. That was awesome. That was awesome. So,
no, thank you for having me on, man. That was great.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I mean, shit, we could keep going and going.
I know.
But
I know. Pong,
that's
Pong
when
and,
you know it's good.
Yes, I know. Pong and Dread does still have the record with the 5-hour show, and then followed by Tommy Tallarico with the 4-hour show. So I can't do that to us that many times.
yeah.
But we'll definitely have you on again. You're welcome anytime you want.
Thank you.
You're it's great. You're part of our gaming family, and that's that's just the way it is. And before I say goodnight to the chat and everybody else, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys for having me on. It was a real honor. Chat, you guys were awesome. You guys were, on point tonight, and loved it.
They always are.
Loved it. So, yeah, you guys can find me everywhere on social media at Psychonauts8. I'm on a new podcast on Tuesdays at 9 with Players of Everything, Masters of None on the Noobs and Pros channel. Wednesdays is Fun Pop Now at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern with me, 3-Bit, and Mav. You can find us there on the Fun Speculation channel. And on Fridays, of course, you can find me at Xbox Ultimate with the M7 crew at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern.
No, I was not the one who said the 7 dwarfs. I just want that on record.
Yeah.
I'm not the one who said that. I'm not the one who said that.
Oh, it's all good.
Lupa tried to throw me under the bus last Friday night.
He said 7 dorks, not dwarfs.
Yeah.
Now you guys are awesome.
I was coming live from Florida that night, so
you guys really are awesome. That whole crew, it's great talk. And oh my God, I totally, God, please don't tell on me. I forgot Lady AF. She is a part of that crew.
Yes.
And, she's she's a wealth of knowledge.
Oh yeah.
She is deceptively smart in gaming. I mean,
and she's been doing podcasting for over 6 years. And it's crazy. I was like, holy crap,
Yeah.
It's just, she was part of a Division podcast and Destiny podcast. I'm like, holy crap, girl.
And she's part of Gaming Beyond the Box.
Now she's on Gaming Beyond the Box, and
She is
and
all
with
kinds
me
of.
on Pomon. So
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, she's I gotta add her to the guest spreadsheet. So that's
yeah, she's a great person. She's a riot. I love
she is
in
a
chats.
riot. She
Yeah,
is a riot.
party chats when she, she's not having to watch the little ones and she's able to game with us. Frickin', she just brings a whole nother
does.
level of conversation
She does.
to our party.
And that's right, Jesse. We all love games around here. We love all
Yes.
games around here. That's it.
Yes.
No.
Again, thank you for having me on. It was awesome fun tonight. It was awesome tonight. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Great.
Glad you came on. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're welcome anytime. I mean, you are
Right on.
it's okay.
I'll
I'm
take
just giving
that
you
up.
shit, Lupa.
Yeah. Preferably on a Thursday, starting at 9. Any other day.
Yes.
It's debatable, but
Right. But and I'm glad. So I am glad Fun Pop is on a night and day and night that I can listen to it. But there was a charm to being on at the same time, and there was a charm to kind of breaking the fourth wall of podcasting and waving to each other, across podcasts. There really was something neat about that. So
that's one thing I did miss. I do miss from being on Thursdays.
Yeah, but it's nice to be on it, and you guys are late enough too. We have there's other Gamers United Guild shows that are on, and so Go Game Go comes on at 8, and then they kind of end around 10 o'clock. So once I'm done with them, I slide right over to Fun Pop. So
yeah, I mean it's hard
really
to
glad.
there's so many great podcasts and so little time slots. So it's like, what's the best time? You're trying to not step on other people's time slots, but it's just so hard, and we just try to find that balance, and that's why we decided to go on Thursdays, or 2 Wednesdays, at 10 o'clock, just to, get, a good time frame. We started a half hour early, moving to Wednesdays, instead of starting, because we were starting 10:30 on Thursday night, so it was a little late. And,
it is.
But but 10 o'clock, it's reasonable time. But it's fun. I love talking about other than gaming, comics, movies. That's why I love Fun Pop's just so great.
Yeah. It is. So, to the chat, guys, you rock as always. Just, man, thank you so much for being who you guys are and being our friends and our family, and just being here every week. It's a small crowd, but it's a great crowd, and we'll take it every week. So, a somewhat growing crowd. I mean, it's really awesome having, for example, Sister Lady Foxfire, who started hanging out with us during the week, and I'm checking it. I'll tell you what, her videos she's starting to put up videos and streams and things, and her content, is pretty damn good. So,
I'll have to check her out then.
Yes,
you do.
Please
Foxy
do.
deals, she's always out there looking for good deals. Yeah.
Geeks got in with the emoji fest. Thank you guys. Much love to everyone who's throwing up the Friends of NLG emojis. Thank you so much. And don't forget about that. Just click that join button. It's only how much is our
$1.90?
$1.99 a month. That's all it is. It's a meager $2 a month. You get all those cool emojis while we're live streaming, and videos come to you before everybody else. So, and you help support us, which helps support Graphic God Jay Williams, who is our graphic designer for the show, because we take that money and we do giveaways for t-shirts and hats and other stuff, and 100% of the money that's bought in any merch, which is also down below in our link, 100% of that goes to Jay. And since he never wants to take money from us for any of the work he does here on our channel, that's how we repay him. So all the support you guys give us with the membership, channel membership, when we say it goes right back into the channel, we're not kidding. So it's right. Jay is your lawyer. Yeah. See, we help pay your court fees, your legal fees, Yobi. So to the chat,
Careful.
thank you guys so much.
Careful, Yobi. You ever seen Devil's Advocate? Keanu Reeves? Careful.
So, and don't forget all of our Gamers United Guild brothers and sisters. They're all down in the link below, including Xbox Ultimate, which Psycho is a part of with Mav and company. When you see the Gamers United Guild logo, you know that you are watching a quality show with quality people, and no BS, no console warring, none of that nonsense. So
Yeah.
you shut your humanity.
Xbox, we try not to, but some things that other companies have done lately, you just couldn't keep quiet too much.
Yeah, but
Well,
you guys are just discussing that stuff. You're not toxic.
Yeah.
No,
You're not
You
toxic.
guys are not attacking people and accusing them of being, they're just damage control, and y'all don't do that.
No.
Yeah, no.
We just speak the truth, and just like
yeah.
it's what
Nothing
it is.
wrong with expressing your opinion and all that, but y'all are respectful about it. So
Yeah. And nothing
we
wrong
all
with
play.
being.
Most of us play on PlayStation, so it's like.
So, but it's a great show, and part of the guild, and that's why, because you guys do it the right way, and it's awesome. So we've got shows all through the week, the Gamers United Guild, and then next week, no official show. However, I'm leaving it in the hands of my two brothers to do whatever they want on the channel. Within reason. Let's not get us kicked off YouTube.
we might get Psychonauts back on. We're going to talk about lingerie and underwear.
There you go. There you go.
Might as well get MAGG on too.
The things that I've seen, I tell you that. Wow.
That'll be for our after hour show. So then coming back on the 26th, we will have the great Eternal Shaddai will be here. And then if he's still in the chat, I don't know if he is, but September, what did I say? September 9th. Yeah. We will have on Brother Lemon. 108 Dragons will be here. Great guy, awesome videos. And then we're gonna keep going. So I'm gonna keep that spreadsheet going. I got people in the chat that I still need to get on this show, like Lady Foxfire, who I would love to have on one night. So we got people in the chat who, if you're interested in coming on and hanging out with us for a night, shoot one of us a DM. There's we try to have somebody, when we can. So, and then we're gonna work on getting Phil Adam from Intellivision on very soon. And I gotta look at the spreadsheet and see, like, my mind is, this is the part of the show where my mind starts slowing down and I can't remember everything that we've got going on, because it's a lot. It's literally a lot. Oh, Panda Sub 2000, one of the newest up and coming members of the community that has some absolutely unbelievable CGI editing going on in his videos right now. He will be on with us September 2nd. He's growing very quickly, and man, if you haven't checked out his stuff, he's not in the chat tonight, but if you didn't check out his stuff, it is amazing.
Yep.
So Yeah, and see, Nick says, I feel like I need to do a redo on the show. Most of my appearance was just me being a frozen pretty face. Absolutely. I will, you know what? We got room at the end of September. So I will start getting with people. Just shoot me a reminder, and I will get you on the list. It's amazing. We got this growing list of people that want to come on.
YOBY said he's not returning until 2022.
That's what he thinks.
YOBY, we're getting you on next week.
Wait till he
maybe it gets delayed.
Yeah, wait. All right, so I think that's it for us. Any last words?
Everyone be kind out there and stop being idiots
Yes,
on social media.
Be kind,
Here,
rewind,
here.
and play some games.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Exactly.
negative. I work 6 days a week till we get more people. Damn.
Sorry,
Oh,
brother.
Man. All right,
Feel
brother.
ya.
Yeah. Oh, Lupa's always up for it. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Folks, if you want to come on, just shoot me a DM or a Twitter message, something. I will get you on and we'll figure out a date. Don't wait for me because, as everybody seems to know these days, I suck at booking unless you ask. So it's nothing personal. I suck at it. So, but thank you everybody, and hey. Pick up a controller, get some gaming in. We'll see you next we'll see you next they'll see you next Thursday for whatever it is they're cooking up on another NLG night. And have a great night, everybody. Play on, gamers.
Come on, guys.
Adios, gamers.
Play Hades.
Have a good weekend.
Good night, guys.